following is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
1, 2, 3, Rain, talk to me. We're gonna hit a beat and talk about my Eve. Everybody don't know what I say. I'm gonna do a beat.
Make it stop, Rain.
It's time to stop.
Why did you?
Rock, paper, scissors, right? We don't want Eve to be as simple as shut the fuck up, Seto!
Floods of like memes, and these small gangers are like, we're the elite of the elite. Do not fuck with us. We will kill you. We are the best players ever. It's like, dude, I did your shit. I did it better than you did.
You know what this conversation is like? When I say not enough supers die in Dell, and people tell me, oh look, there's a super died in Dell. So it's like, when
What
I'm
are
talking
you
about
even
the balance
talking
issue,
about? We were talking about fucking balance, not supers
Yeah.
dying in Delph.
Look,
Why
look,
does
look, look,
everything with you have to be about supers fucking dying in
Shut
Delph?
up! Shut up!
Christ!
It's an analogy, moron. It's an analogy. Okay?
You guys stop arguing. You act like a fucking married couple. Jesus Christ.
No, don't stop arguing.
It's an
Well, it
analogy.
is Trash Talk
It's an
Tuesday.
I was
analogy.
like,
Whew. Alright, gang. Welcome to Trash Talk Tuesday. Gotta turn this microphone off. So, tonight, we're starting a little bit early. We're about a half an hour earlier than we normally start. But that's because of what you see on the screen here. This Fortizar is in Reinforce, and we are patiently waiting to see if anybody comes to contest the reinforcement. In any case, we'll get to see, we'll get to see the attackers, fight the structure, which should be super fun. Let me dashboard thing up here. And I'm all alone in the Discord. Nobody's here to hang out with me. Hope we got Gremlin here. Gremlin's here. That's fun. Hey Gremlin, how's it going?
Back for more fun.
Back for more fun. Well, Sticky Leper came here to see a Fortizar stream, so we're gonna be showing off a Fortizar stream here. So the key to this is that people should be showing up, right? Gremlin, are you coming to this?
Well, I don't know why. I don't think we're gonna contest it. I don't know though, but I assume not.
Why not?
Take a regional to defend that, and that sounds like not a whole lot of fun.
Well, if it's 20 minutes until the structure bash, then we'll just continue the show as normal, like
Yeah,
we planned on.
probably just
But
be a structure bash, if I had to guess.
I don't know. I guess we'll see. Guess we'll see.
Something fuck low sec. So
You don't want to fight in low sec? Rather just lose a Fortizar?
I don't know if it's up to me. I'm just saying what's probably gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean that's a bad reason not to fight, though, in my mind.
With taking a regional, having to take a regional and getting blobbed.
I mean, this whole thing is bobbing, though. Like
Just
it's
strategically, like this probably isn't the fight you want to take. I don't even know if we can get caps in here without taking that regional. I have not checked the ranges though.
you can. And
Is
actually,
it at one in Fountain that has range? Is it 78 or what is it? Yeah, 78x.
I mean, there's a few of them in range of this area. It's just a matter of actually, forming up and doing it, which seems to be the thread. The thread for this whole campaign is just, are you gonna fight back or are you just gonna let everything die? Yet to be seen, I guess.
Yeah, there's a couple systems in Fountain you could jump here from, but I think you have to take your subs through that regional.
Well, you have to bring him into Hopib, of course, but it's not going to be camped or anything like that because it's low sec. So
Oh, I guess you could bridge them in
yeah, you could bridge him
through
in if you
70.
wanted to. Wouldn't be very hard.
Yeah. I did not
Like I,
realize there was a system close enough.
like I say, it's just a matter of actually doing it, right?
I guess.
So come on, tell your guys to do it. Let's go. Let's have a fight.
I don't know if I can do that though. I'm not in that position.
I believe in you. I believe you have the
Uh,
ability to do whatever you want.
I think the guys up there know a whole lot more about this than me.
Really?
So and my gut instinct is telling me this isn't a good fight to take anyway. So I guess we're gonna NC Doc and take this one on the chin.
Ooh, bringing in a meme to the field. I like it.
I hate that meme so much. Holy shit! I only use it ironically.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. You can do that. That you're entitled to that. So I'm gonna turn on some music unless anybody in the chat has nope. I'm gonna spam this local channel with Trash Talk Tuesday Twitch. There we go. It's done. Normally we have everybody in here early, but nobody's showing up. So I hope something happens on this Fortizar grid. Rocket Fight, thanks for the sub, dude. Fuck this stream indeed. Stream sucks.
Encouraging words.
Oh, that's right. I wanted to get a local count on the screen too, just to see what we're working with. Why do you want me to join Dread Bomb? Seems counterintuitive to lots of things. I don't have a Titan defeat, so I'll be useless. Miranda. There will be some actual content on here. Don't worry. It's just me and Gremlin right now. I'm waiting for everybody else to join the channel because we're early. No, it's not fine because there's like 4 other streams doing this.
Rain's taking all your viewers.
I know. Rain said she's gonna host when we go live, but here we are. She's letting the clout get to her.
She lied.
That she lied. No, she's fine.
Rain lied. Stream died.
Can we get Rich to rap again? Let's see. Maybe. Realize. Okay, you want to hear a funny story? I'll tell you a funny story. This isn't a story that Gremlin would tell you. Gremlin, you want
It
to tell the
isn't.
story?
What story is it?
The one story about the thing that you did with that stuff? Come on, you know the one.
I think you always do a much better job when you tell the story. So I'm gonna let you do it. I'm not very good at storytelling, so
Come on,
why
dude,
don't you explain?
don't fuck with me like this, please. Just tell the story, man.
I can't even remember it properly. Like, Oh, Miranda wants to get
Oh,
dragged. She can tell a story.
yeah. Maybe she can tell the story. Miranda, tell us a story. Everybody's bored.
I don't actually have a story.
Oh,
I have
okay.
a story, but none of them are Eve related.
Okay. What's the? Is there a story you want to tell about anything?
Mm.
You're missing the content, by the way. The NC dot fleet just took the gate, the DKU gate.
Why'd they
That's
do
gonna be
that?
the. I don't know. Looks like that's gonna be our real content rather than a structure bash. Sorry to interrupt you.
They'll end up over there, I'm sure.
So Miranda, you guys
Hmm.
coming for this Fortizar or what? Are we just gonna stream some blue balls out of here? The deal.
I will not give away intel.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. You passed the test.
Make me a spy.
All right, so now
Yes.
we got the local count up there. No, he's not a spy. He just said that he didn't think anybody was coming.
I mean,
Which
I thought you were talking about the D4KU, and it's like, I mean, it's kind of obvious that they're there once they're there.
yeah. So what's happening in D4KU? Should I go there instead?
Is
Maybe
there a
they're toasting.
vulnerable iHub? Is that what I see?
A vulnerable iHub?
Vulnerable TCU, one of those two. Oh, it's maybe they're reffing the jump gate. That would make sense. Looks like that's what they're gonna do.
He says the iHub's already reffed.
Oh, well, they're reffing the jump
They were
gate.
all over D4KU yesterday, so.
Oh yeah, that was a fun time for everybody. A lot of structure bashing.
I had to logi anchor for like 4 hours, and I was so tired.
Wasn't fun for Redline though, because he didn't show up.
What do you mean? I was at work.
The name. Oh, yes, he didn't show up. I told you, I was right.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Hello. When I'm
So
right, I'm
how's
right.
so how are things going down south, bud?
You know, to be
It's a
sadly
very
truthful.
personal question.
Yeah, be truthful.
Well, you know, it got problems. You know, I've been up north. I've been doing the Imperium stuff for the most part.
How's that rash? Did everything clear up?
It's a cream, but I can't seem to get any, so it's getting worse. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Are you
COVID,
sure?
know.
Did you ask around? Like,
About for the rash or for the
yeah,
cream?
yeah.
I
did you tell
did.
your
Yeah,
doctor?
some people won't give it to me, and they're mean.
That's fucked up, man.
I know, it's ridiculous.
It's the goddamn American health system.
Have you tried making a GoFundMe?
Have you tried turning it off and on
Oh,
again?
I could take picture. See, I tried that. It didn't work.
Okay.
Maybe an OnlyFans. Just take pictures, and I mean, there's
I
got to be
think
someone out
you
there
might
that's
be
into
onto
that.
something here. That might be a good idea. Redline, could you help me with that?
Subs
I
get
don't know what you're talking
Dominar's
about.
Snapchat.
My rash. Taking pictures of it. Could you do that for me?
No, I'm not going to take pictures of your
Come
rash. What do you think I
on,
am?
please help me
Where are
out.
you
Look,
at, Cam? I want to damp you to death. Oh, jeez. I don't think that's for me. But anyway, so that entire constellation is reft, right? But with
Pretty much.
the question that I was asking Dom is how's the situation down in the southeast of the Eve galaxy? For instance, in this area here, period basis.
We had
How's
fun period basis on one night, and I don't know.
and then nothing happened? Is that correct?
I don't. There was no plan to ever go back.
Okay, so it was just a show of autism.
Yeah,
That you could entosis an entire region in one night and then do
and
absolutely
then it
nothing.
goes back. It'll ref itself. We'll probably go do it again and make all your redditors unhappy, and it's just one of those things we do.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
Didn't want that region anyway.
Well, now I feel like I need to go into.
Truthfully, does anybody really want that region? I mean, if you had to pick one, that's not one I'd pick.
Well, Russian groups do. I mean,
Yeah, they're Russian groups. I mean, come on.
wow, fucking rip Russian groups, dude. Dom's elitist.
Yeah,
Regional.
I'm so
fucking,
elitist. Yeah.
yeah.
I live in Fountain. Not that elitist.
You live
Feels
in
bad.
Fountain? Are you wearing your gas mask so that you don't have to deal with the smoke inhalation from your region burning?
Wow, that was a very well thought out joke.
I think he's been thinking of these things.
Yeah,
for
like
a bit.
how long have you been waiting to use that?
He's like, I'll write it down. I'll write it down. Save it
Look,
for later.
I spent
He's got a
all
little
day
notepad.
I spent all day thinking of jokes to use on Trash Talk Tuesday, and technically the show hasn't even started yet, and I'm
This is what
already
you do
getting to
at
use
work.
my jokes. This is what I do at work. You're right. I
Proud of you.
actually supposed to be working on a resume, trying to get a promotion, but here I am watching a Fortizar timer.
What a life.
Yeah,
What a life to
wow,
live.
crazy. All right, so what do we talk about
So,
now? We just gotta wait for everybody to show up, I guess. So Miranda, can you tell us what the fleets are doing in D4KU? Do you know? Have you been getting pings about it? Anything
I
happening?
mean,
Any response?
we will respond.
We'll respond. Okay.
Like verbally, like on the show, like that.
Okay. Got it.
Response.
Whoa! What a response. What's the odds we get Pando on the stream?
Not very good because
No.
he's not much of a trash talker. Hey Lapimac, I'm in initiative
Oh, you Blorkus on
in
here, Robert.
Yeah, I
DEF
could
CON.
probably-
Blorkus, you'd have a much better chance getting him on there. It's kind of give and take because Panda would be able to explain things a little bit
Oh,
better,
much
but
better.
he's
But
not
Blorkus,
a trash talk
Blorkus
person.
is funny.
Blorkus is just gonna say yes and no you for like an hour and a half.
I just remember one night Blurkus was on Open Comms and I was on Open Comms.
Fuck
and
me yourself, you coward.
yes, exactly. The meme that never dies.
Yeah, well, it's funny because like me and him were saying that for like a really long time before that, and then he said it on Open Comms, and all of a sudden everyone started saying it, and I was like, yes, it has been immortalized.
Yeah, pretty much. It was a good meme. Like I really enjoyed getting memed on like that, like remarkably.
Yeah, it was good. Good stuff. He's a good kid. We actually lived like 2 hours away from each other for like 6 months when I was up there for training, and we were supposed to hang out, and it just like, life happened and it never happened, and he lives pretty close to Brisk too, so we were all three of us gonna go to dinner together. So I'm kind of bummed that it didn't work out, but I'll be back there soon.
You're originally from where Rain and I are from, right?
Yeah. Good old Midwest.
To have something happening here. We'll do it later. We'll do it later. Who does Redline fly for?
No. Not
Go Indiana, said
Indiana's
literally
awful.
nobody ever. Yeah.
I fly for the red, white, and blue. Go America.
I told the doctor.
I didn't think you were in Boston.
I can't even tell this joke is a lie. I told the doctor I pissed red, white, and blue. He told me it was pancreatic cancer, and I told him to shut his commie mouth.
Bad joke.
That's funny.
Racist against commies.
Yes.
Is communism a race?
I don't
Like,
think it's a
wasn't
race.
aware.
Yeah. Maybe.
Are they even really human too?
Oh.
It's more of a disease, and then you catch it.
Or mental illness, if you think about it.
I don't know, the type of people that have been spamming me, like the communists spamming me on Twitter lately. I've been looking at their profiles with their 10 followers, and they're all pretty questionable.
Like legit Marxists, or like just like ironic communist people online?
Like
Want to be legit Marxist, but don't know.
Those types of people that you expect them to look like when they're very like far left.
Tankies.
Like feb Nazis.
I see.
Calling me a
see.
war criminal. It's pretty fun. I love it actually. Like
That's Western propaganda, friend.
What's
yeah,
interesting is
I
like these
live off
people
of tears.
literally fail to actually read any of the history books or learn anything about what it is they're fighting for or against. And then
Yeah,
just
I
lead
I don't
mean,
expect people to
chronic
put effort into anything anymore.
encounters.
I get
That's
paid
true.
a lot of money to make sure that my people are okay. So that's what I do.
I'm assuming you mean like outside the game. I have no idea who. Like I know who you
Oh
are. I
yeah.
just have you
I'm
do,
talking
but-
yeah, I'm talking about I'm in the army. So yeah.
So what's this I hear about a brave pilot be like solo toasting an iHub?
Oh yeah, apparently a brave pilot like went out like their first time in toasting an iHub and they ended up like they were just gonna poke it and run and they ended up being able to intosis the entire thing, which means that we just like didn't respond to them. So
Sometimes
know.
little players can do big things. Go newbies.
yeah. Yeah.
You look at the actual like how much skill training it takes to get like an okay ship and an Entosis link going. It's not very much training, so it is something that newbies can do actively.
Mhm. And I mean, it's pretty annoying if you can, you know, push out like 50 toasters and poke everything. You know, we had like 4 fleets going yesterday, just warping around the area trying to stop them from intosising everything. It was pretty fun though, I'm not gonna lie, like chasing everyone down. I mean, we had a blast just like they did, I'm sure, like keying as they start intosising something and then fly away.
Yeah.
Can
You
we
talk-
discuss how hilarious it is that Elo's now a goon and already deboed a fleet from Asher? I actually didn't realize Elo was a goon now.
Yeah, what's the story on
Fake
that?
goon. He doesn't like you guys, so he joined us.
So he just wanted to have some fun, you know?
He wanted it. No.
I mean,
no.
yeah,
Wait,
like
he doesn't like us?
Baltram has an alt in
Want to make
DEFCON
sure his
now.
name's out there
And
too.
because he just
He's
wanted
not
to
being
like
talked
fly
about
on a
right
fleet
now.
with us.
So wait,
He
did he
was
move his main down there, or did he move his
Eternity.
corp down
It's
there?
just him.
No,
Listen
it's
to
just,
Oh,
that.
okay.
he literally just wants to have some fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's all.
Generally, I mean, like even if you look at like when like White Legion was a thing during World War B, like he actually the first and only mercenary contract thingamajigger he took was a good one, which went over pretty fucking lead balloon like, but we did it anyway. So it was like, hey, let's help the goons. But at the same time, if you're on the side that's gonna get their fucking shit pushed in, you're gonna get a lot more content too. So
All right, so I guess
content.
the
He's
Fortizar
on
is
the
repairing
gate.
now. So that's Horde.
is repairing.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like you guys are the ones that didn't show up when you were talking all this smack earlier.
Yeah, I guess we're just not gonna fight it.
I guess I don't know why you wouldn't take a free Fortizar, but
Oh,
I'm guessing, dude.
yeah. But they're taking our jump bridge, so
yeah. Well, I guess you won't be able to get to the fight then, huh? Shame.
Like,
Shame about
guess
that.
not.
By taking, do you mean killing a jump bridge or just RFing a jump bridge?
There are, but you can't use it after it's RF for like 2 days or something.
Correct.
It's very
yeah.
annoying.
Maximum of 24 hours.
Yeah, it's not actually that bad. And then also, if they actually destroyed it, which they shouldn't do, and you could just easily replace it and then use it immediately. So it's better to
Yeah.
keep them in like a perpetual state of reinforcement.
Yeah, in stuff like this, it's very good to not actually kill the jump gates and the infrastructure. It's much better to just let it stay reinforced.
Yeah, especially like if you think about it too, which I had never really considered, but if you destroy it for like one op or whatever, right? Then they can literally wait until they actually need it for something before they put it down online it and then fuel it, and then they can use it immediately. So it's actually tactically very disadvantageous to destroy one if you're in the middle of some kind of like conflict.
Right.
Yeah, you
What
can use it to funnel them where you want.
Yeah.
Some nice mechanics right there, CCP.
Right? Great mechanics.
Well, I mean, it makes you
Fucking
think. I mean,
elite.
it's a tactic, right? It's a tactic.
Yeah.
Just gotta think
200
before
IP
you
play.
whack stuff, you know?
Intuitively, blowing things up should mean things.
I mean, it does mean things. It just doesn't always mean a better thing than
It doesn't
not
mean
blowing it
better
up.
things.
Well, it's gonna cost them like a bill, right? So yay us. But then yeah,
Uh-huh.
it also means that they can then choose to deploy whenever the fuck they want, which is
Right.
I guess something that the quote unquote defenders have an advantage for.
Why
Probably
do
an
you think
Fucking
quote
torque.
unquote?
it's entirely unintended, I imagine, but still good, I guess.
It's really confusing me seeing this is as blue.
Yeah, is there any stream? Well, I guess Ron's stream shows as blue. All right,
Is this
so I guess we'll I don't know.
this-
I'll
I
be
you
don't
shooting it
streaming
now.
with
Just kidding. You guys
you
shut up.
you streaming with your Goon account, Redline?
No, absolutely not.
Imagine you get decloaked.
I
Game over.
mean, I could decloak right now and no one would do anything to me. Just that good.
Right now, yeah.
Well, you're that loved too. I mean, everybody loves you here.
Oh,
Yeah, you just so amazing.
Maybe not Apple Bear, but whatever.
Where are those caps? Do those caps just warp to a random ping, or is there something there that I can't see?
I don't know, dude. I don't know what's happening currently. I'm okay with that.
I think it's everything and nothing.
I feel like I'm gonna get a rage ping soon.
I don't know. I don't think you are, honestly, because it seems like so. On the one hand, and Dom, maybe you can tell me if this is correct or not, and you don't have to tell me if it's correct or not. I'm just gonna, give you kind of the viewpoint that I see from my little tower that I have here. Is that no one really cares about Fountain because there's been a day of reinforcement, a day of the entire an entire constellation being reinforced, and yeah, there was some response, but where's the response like consistently? Or where's the goon response? Furthermore, like last night we were reffing some shit and just no response at all.
Why is
And
everything set blue to you? Is my question.
what do you mean? Why is
Blue to
everything
who?
set blue to me?
Are those goon caps then?
Anyways, so
So
is everyone just yielding Fountain? Like, has Mittens given you the order to evac into Delve yet? Like, are
no,
you
it's
guys
not
staging
even
in
like
ZXB?
that's very dramatic, by the way. Like I can tell you, and it does not give a fuck if we lose Fountain. And that's not just a tactic of us to be like, oh, like you can take it, we don't even care. Because like, there's a possibility that you guys do take it. But in the end, like inherently is not a organization that focuses around holding Sov. We haven't even always done this, And so I and I mean, I can talk like from personal viewpoints. I don't give a fuck where I live. Like I'm here for the people, not for the area. So I don't even give a fuck if if my quirk lives in it. But I know, like, yeah. See, like, I knew as soon as I said that, people were gonna be like, "Brother."
Well, it's
Like,
just one person.
like,
It's just one person saying the back pedal, and you have to admit, like, there's a little bit of that, like you get that vibe, right? Because, and this may be the difference between goons and Init, is that Goonswarm says we're never leaving Delve, and it's like, and well, I don't want to say Init because you're not like you're not a representative of Init, right? Just like I'm not a representative of PanFam. I'm just in it.
Aren't you?
No pun.
I fully expect
You're just in it.
you have to think
to
about it
lose
though.
some systems in Fountain, but we're gonna fight for it. I mean,
We're gonna fight for it, and goons are gonna fight for it. But if you think about it historically, like Delve means a lot more to goons than Fountain means to Init too. Like they have a reason to care. We can go anywhere, and we're fine.
Right, but if you do end up going anywhere, then like Fountain is the beachhead, right? Because if Fountain is overrun, and instead of having to stage in Iridia, this entire force that is not being contested right now as they're going just crazy on
You're saying
structures and stuff.
saying they're not being contested and they're going crazy on structures. I feel like that's a vast like overgeneralization of the situation right now.
Okay.
Because like we've been permaformed ever since the NIP ended. basically to defend things. We have to prioritize what we defend because we are outnumbered here. And so we're not going to be able to spread everywhere to defend everything. So, like I said, we have to prioritize what we defend, but that doesn't mean we're not defending anything.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense. I'll give you that. And then
Hold on. Pets don't really care where they live, I guess. Goon pets.
I mean, you're
Sorry.
that would just
Cringe, bro.
totally
Just
ignore
cringe.
that. Do you know this Mary fellow person? This person?
I
Drag
know.
me?
I'm looking here. I don't see where
That's Mari.
NC Dot or PanFam or anybody owns any systems in Fountain. So I don't know how
Mari's a
that's
reputable
been
man.
done.
I'll vouch for him.
Okay. All right, Mari, you're gonna say something racist or anything like that?
No.
No? Okay. Thank you.
I
I
was waiting
appreciate
for
that.
it though. I was waiting for the
bad.
wind.
This is a very timid no. I'm not convinced.
No.
As a CEO in the glorious alliance Goonswamp, not Goonswamp Federation, I don't put myself to that level.
Holy fuck, we
Okay.
actually have goons on the show now? Good job, Redline.
Wow.
Swamp Federation. I'm Goonswamp original. Please look at my character in game and you will see.
Okay. Can
Right
you accept
here.
in local?
I know.
He's actually the CEO of Goonsworm.
Okay, nice. You should change. Hold up. Let me. So
actual Goonsworm.
we now have the Matani live on Trash Talk Tuesday. Welcome to the show, the Matani. How are you?
No, wrong Goonswarm. We're talking about actual Goonswarm.
Okay,
Please,
what's
the set?
Link in
actual
He's in
Goonswarm?
Chimera Control.
Chimera Control. Okay.
Never heard of him.
Okay.
I am in the Goonswamp Alliance.
Okay, fair.
But your alliance is Goonswarm. Fair enough. Okay.
So is there any significance to that, or what? Just
that's the OG Goonswarm before they reformed.
Okay, got it.
So not good enough to make a federation.
Were you not there, Redline?
Nope, I wasn't.
How dare you guys not know the entire history of Goonswarm?
You even know the lore, dude?
Watch, like, my piss when I actually go show info on your alliance and it was made in like 2017, dude.
These days. So, Mari, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm right. Say something. Okay, cool. Anyway.
So the question isn't really about whether you are defending or not. It's the question of whether goons are defending. So, in my mind, strategically, if the region of Fountain is a region that you'd want to defend tooth and nail because, much like period basis, it is a window or a door into Delve. Like, you're on two sides right now, and there's two sides attacking and defending. And if either of these regions falls, and the attackers are able to establish a beachhead at either period basis, Aquarius, or Fountain, then that opens up ranges, that opens up things into Delve very quickly, and really turns this whole thing into a fast mode kind of story. I mean, am I wrong on that? Am I right on that?
I don't think a beachhead in either place is going to be the end of the fucking either side. It's going to
I didn't say
happen.
it's going to be the end. I said it's going to be an accelerant to the fire that is the
It'll
South.
definitely change the makeups of how we fight. For sure.
Would you say it's feasible though to put all of your effort into defending like Fountain at the moment? Is that something you would find feasible if you were running an alliance? Just a question to anyone.
If I was in an alliance in Fountain or in Delve.
Yeah, so if you're the Matani,
Just in general, if you are like,
I would come down and help Benit and Bastion fail. So far, they're not. So, I mean.
Yeah, but see, the narrative right now is that we are uncontesting Fountain as it gets a train ran on it, which I already told them isn't really an accurate representation of
people quit goons yesterday. I mean, hell, we had like 17 people left my corp alone. I think 3 of them committed suicide. It's so
what?
bad down here. Just everything's dying. They're taking all our systems.
Where the fuck are you?
The narrative for NC dot side is it's ridiculous. We're not losing space right now. It's tit for tat so far. I'd say it's pretty even on both fronts. So
Yeah.
Initiative's done a great job of holding against far outnumbers, and they're still doing a pretty damn good job.
Bite Flex, it's not so much that I'm giving the narrative occupancy in my mind. There's two sides to every story, so I just want to make sure that my narrative gets put out just as much as theirs does, I guess.
The other day was 800, just short of 800 for each side, right? Test won the ISK war of it by double, right? They killed 60, we killed 30, they killed 70 more ships, but we held the field and saved the iHub. So both sides can claim victory, and both sides do claim victory of that fight, right? And they're not, and both sides are actually not wrong.
So you're saying that both sides in that TCAG fight won, even though...
Well, it depends on what you consider the objective. Is the objective being positive, or is the objective saving the structure?
I would say the objective is sounding like the winner on Reddit, so more people join your alliance to have more numbers in fights.
That's definitely part of it, and I would say that Test has the advantage in that arena right now.
You would think that, but I don't think they do.
I mean, being honest though, like if you really look at it, when everything kind of was getting started, it was goons that were just shit posting on Reddit all the time, which is normal, like, and totally fine. By the way, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing.
I believe you. I don't really read Reddit much, so I don't know.
Yeah, but that's what it was. Like there was something said in a fireside somewhere that was like, these guys are gonna herf their blurfs on Reddit because they need the karma, they need the clout or something like that. And then the first thing that I saw after that was a flood of posts from goons, just like shit posting on Reddit for the karma and the clout, which I thought was funny. Like I said, I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but I think it was pretty funny.
Karma on Reddit being like a goal of yours, like it matters. Just saying.
Karma on Reddit is very important.
It is karma on Reddit. I got to ask the question, but I don't know what the fuck what's that mean.
It's the upvotes that you get. So I
It's
thought
your total score basically after people.
Okay, there you go. Thank you.
Upvoted you.
Your Reddit score.
Yeah,
Right,
which
well,
is like
I thought-
super important, obviously. I mean,
Start with 0, and you can go both directions, or
yeah, you can go negative. So
I don't have my name on this stream. Oh.
Yeah, you don't. I didn't know you were coming. So what do you want me to do? Just put your name up there somewhere? If I don't know
Hell
you're
yeah.
coming, how am I supposed to do that?
You gotta know when I'm coming. There's a parade and everything. The trumpets are out, the music's loud. Graham, what
No.
the fuck? Like,
that's not what happens here, friend.
Oh, it's my fault. I'm sorry.
All right, I'm gonna get a little bit of a I get a tiny little window of what's happening in Hopib on my screen so that you guys can still see. It is going to be a very tiny little window because nobody really cares if a structure is getting bashed. But if there is a fight, then we will switch back over to it. That being said, yeah, we'll just let you guys know if there's a fight. That way you can actually form a fleet to defend your structure. Anyways, cool. So you'll notice on the screen here that I do have Jay Amazingness up here. Jay has a standing invitation into Trash Talk Tuesday, and his portrait and name will remain on the screen indefinitely. I will not be removing that from the screen ever, in the hopes that eventually Jay will decide to join stream. And if he does, then we'll switch it out. So since it's now 9:05, it's 01:05, which means the show is officially started. I'll introduce our hosts as usual. We're here with Dominarch.
Everybody.
We're here with Loki.
Hey guys.
We're here with Rain. And we're here with myself, Redline 13, in my desperate quest for relevancy in EVE Online, hosting a talk show where we talk trash about things that are going on.
Desperate.
And joining us as well is Gremlin and Mari and Miranda Lorian. So we're all here. It's time for some real talks. Let's talk some fights. What's so what happened in TCAG the first time, not the second one? The jump gate fiasco, were you there?
Oh, the Balgrams were killed?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did we talk about that on I think we talked
Yeah,
about that on
about
Sunday a
it.
little bit.
I was there.
I
But
was also
let's-
there in spirit.
Push shit in. I mean, that's there's you can't say there's no spin there. They'll get their ass kicked.
So what happened exactly?
Mechanics.
Okay.
Jump
So
gate mechanics is what happened.
can you
Great.
can
So
you,
Atwood,
can you
let's see
describe
if
these
that-
mechanics a little bit?
Sounds like an overly generalized answer.
I mean,
they should have left, and they
Apple
tried.
Pair engaged a mutant fleet 1-on-1. Some more mutant fleets came in. The tie-dye hit, and then the other fleets landed
No,
on grid. And
I think you're blaming
then
tie-dye for you
Apple-
losing
Well,
it.
I don't think it's tie-dye's
You
fault
shouldn't
either.
blame
I-
tie-dye
I'm
for
not
your
saying
own
it's
skill.
tie-dye. I'm just
You
explaining what
shouldn't have stayed and
happened.
fought.
You asked me to
Sounds like
explain
you're
what
trying to
happened.
defend Apple Pair right now.
No,
Okay.
I'm trying to explain what happened.
Well,
It doesn't sound like that.
So what mechanic was it? It was he was engaging,
Oh,
didn't
you,
deaggress,
Yeah, he didn't deaggress
and couldn't jump into the
he
gate.
ate shit for a good 60 seconds about in game time.
Okay.
About
And how
10,
much time
about
is that
10
in
minutes
tie-dye?
tie-dye. That was like
There you
10
go.
minutes,
Well,
60
and
seconds times 10, 600 seconds.
Keep in mind that tie-dye affects the other side equally.
Are
So,
you sure about that?
I think it depends on the comp, honestly.
I feel it does, but the other side was better, so they win.
That might
Are
be it.
you trying to tell me that tie-dye affects your enemy differently than it affects you?
If
I mean,
your enemy is
maybe.
worse than you, then they're going to be worse 10 times slower, and you're going to be better.
Look, the amount of times the goons have manipulated tie-dye or increased tie-dye in order to get caps into a fight since I've been in the game, which isn't even that long, I can't even fucking count, dude.
Is it even intentional at that point? If you just have that many dudes?
No, it actually is. When you're intentionally jumping in like an entire dread fleet that you don't even need to jump in so that your allies can move their supers in to jump in, it is intentional, yeah.
You sound
think you're wrong.
kind of mad.
It was also
about
talked about. It was talked
mechanics.
about how it was a specific decision that they made. So on the meta show, I believe.
But
like
did it
5
work?
years ago. It did, yeah.
Then why are
Yeah.
you complaining?
I'm not a
He was
goon.
on the other.
I was on the other side.
Okay.
So I mean, it's funny that a goon's complaining about too much tie-dye in a fight because it's like traditionally that's been a pretty good goon swarm tactic. I believe it
I don't
anyway.
think it was
But
tie-dye.
I never complained about tie-dye.
You did complain about tie-dye. I heard it here.
I heard somebody complain about tie-dye and I went off.
I
Yeah,
think
you
that
did.
was Mari complaining about tie-dye, not me.
Okay,
No,
so-
I as a veteran of this game of over 15 years, I'm a huge advocate for tie-dye. I've been there during the dark days, the black screen days. It is not fun.
Okay. So let me just make sure that I understand what is happening. So in that system, it was just you guys got blobbed and there was some tie-dye and you just fed Balgorns.
I
Right?
mean, essentially,
what happened.
yeah.
Now
They kind of cheated, but you know.
Now correct me, I'm not even gonna touch that because that is bait. That's bait as fuck and I'm not touching it. So Cinderwalker asked in chat for the noobs, what is tie-dye? Tie-dye is a mechanic within EVE Online. It stands for time dilation. What it does is it slows down time for your ships and speeds up time for your enemy ships. Or so I'm told.
You can be immune to it too. I do. I do that.
Yeah, and you can pay an extra $30 a month to be immune to tie-dye. So apparently that's what Tappy's doing is paying the extra to be immune to
The
tie-dye.
correct term is a test alliance please
Yeah,
account.
I'm fucking cancer right now. Oh my god.
Huh?
You guys are gonna actually explain it, and I was so ready because I already had it typed up in chat and I deleted it. And then you're hitting
Oh.
me with the
I'm sorry.
We
I
can
didn't
tell you
mean to do
what-
that. So realistically,
Explain it.
tie-dye is when the system, when the Eve slows down to up to 10% of normal speed to make way for server calls to come through. It's
So
so
it's like
that
it
people don't
sends
get disconnected and stuff.
Yeah.
what
So
used to happen.
basically, it slows down the ticks for the server. So I'm
It's
not
supposed to
gonna.
make a large amount of dudes in one specific node on a single server possible, essentially.
What if you
Yeah,
just
sure.
download more RAM? Does that make tie-dye better?
So
Actually,
no,
it actually
it
makes
doesn't.
it worse.
Client.
Oh,
So what I want to talk about here, so Apple Pear, he's a pretty prominent FC. Would you say that he is the
Structure Bash FC?
the lead FC of Goonswarm right now? Like the
No.
most senior?
Oh, he is
Oh,
definitely the lead FC at the moment, especially
Alright,
with
shut.
Midness not been here that much.
So if he's not the lead FC of Goons, who is?
Asher?
It's Apple
Okay,
Pear.
yeah.
It's Apple
Is,
Pear.
is
Or
Asher
or
doing
John
things right now?
Hartley?
Is
Yeah,
Asher
Okay,
doing things?
so
I haven't been paying attention.
Asher's leading the alliance and FCing fleets.
Okay, so he's like the one guy that they have that can actually do shit.
okay, so
Yeah.
Asher's mostly USTs years. He bridged into EUTZ now.
Blood.
He probably just stops working for a little bit during these types of things.
Quits his job, gets an Atani to
Well,
send in some of that RMT money.
he owns a business, so like he can kind of do whatever he wants.
You own
Okay.
a business?
Interesting.
So this just an Apple Pear is not a lead FC in Goonswarm Federation.
He is the
Which-
premier Structure Bash FC. He is self-identified as the premier. He identified himself last night as the premier Structure Bash
I thought
FC.
Apple Pear was like the bomber FC. I thought that's what everyone was calling
No,
it.
that's Boat. That's Boat.
Yeah.
I remember the days of Boat as the premier Structure FC. Those were the good days.
Sure, that's an
I
interpretation.
can't imagine being on a fleet with Boat as the FC in like a pressure situation, but that's just me.
It's pretty good.
It's entertaining.
Does he take it seriously, or is it like is the whole thing just like a joke?
I mean, isn't all of Goons just a joke?
Not when they're invading your fucking region, dude. Like I've survived I think 2 or 3 gun invasions at this point. It's no bueno. Actually 3.
The fact
No
that you
bueno, dude.
survived it though says enough about Goons itself.
Well, survived it as someone who had to FC and do a bunch of shit against it, which was just fucking cancer. Mainly because like when there's like 65,000 tunes in like a single region,
Toonies.
it gets kind of hard to do things.
I'm trying really hard to see if there's anything actually happening anywhere. Well,
Goons were just in Fountain.
huh?
Just in Fountain.
You're just in Fountain?
They were just in Fountain, yes.
All right, cool. Well, let me know if there's a fight anywhere and I'll go record it. So you said Apple Pear identified himself as the Structure Bash FC, which is zero fun because you can't just
Well,
take
his
name.
justification was that he was a premier Structure Bash FC, but he also got more fights than anyone because usually people would come and try to contest the structures. So he sees it as a good thing because he gets more fights than everyone else.
But he loses the fights
Not always.
most of the time, especially if there's no tie-dye. Like the only time I've seen Apple Pear FC recently, like within the last year, is when he's lost a fight.
But does he lose less fights than Mike Flood though? Is my question.
Apple Pear is really good in tie dye. He does know it.
I think
I don't know.
everybody's good in tie-dye though. Everything's slowed down.
Dude, I make the best decisions in tie-dye, dude. I'm just like fucking like snipe this guy. This guy's let's kill all the Hugans now.
If your brain works at 10% of the normal capacity of a
Required.
brain,
Then you're a
Which
genius.
most of ours do.
then are you like a genius in tie-dye?
No, you're an average human being, but if you
Average
operate at
human
like 20 or 30%, then
Holy shit, dude.
you can really fucking kick it.
I can't even imagine.
Can you imagine
There's
like
nothing
Elo
like more
and fucking tie-dye, dude? Like that would be impressive.
being a Logi pilot. In tie-dye is really fucking depressing with armor reps. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
I
Rain
feel
said
for
she'd
you.
BRB, so I don't know if she's back, but like, holy shit, to watch people die before your rep cycle is just like kills me.
Especially considering it takes like how many minutes does it take to actually lock somebody up in 10% tie-dye?
About 420.
I don't know, and enough for me to make a fucking sandwich and come back.
Yeah, pretty much. And then the dude dies anyway. It's like rip.
Can I point
It's like,
something
well,
out,
sucks for
Redline?
you.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to point out that Rain didn't host you and that Rain hosted someone else. So you're gonna have to
Rain
talk through
did.
about that.
Rain
Oh,
did
She
Rain-
actually
hosted
Rain-
host
him
it.
with
Rain did-
one viewer. I
Rain
think she
hosted
forgot
you
to
with
host.
all her viewers. All one of them.
Yeah, I
So
think
she
she
had
forgot
she had
ended the
90
stream.
viewers. She ended the stream. Okay.
They're all
I
one
think so.
person. They're all one person.
We're actually at 130 though. That's pretty nice.
That's 2
Redline,
years.
what the fuck is? Oh my god! I just looked at the stream.
What do you mean?
Your head, it's so large.
It's a
It's
So
horde.
large.
Look,
It's a bean.
if you don't know
Alright.
what this is, then I mean, you should
No,
know
I'm
what that is.
I'm kind of a new bro. Like, I've only been playing for like 3.5 years.
Okay. Well, this is not. It's not something that you would learn in EVE Online. And I'm just.
I mean,
moving
you're
it
just
across the
making it
stream.
worse right now. Like, I still don't understand.
All right. So we've talked about that, and then we also had the iHub timer or the iHub and TCAG. Now, was that an initial reinforcement, or was that it was reinforced and you were defending it?
The second it was a defensive reinforced IHUB. Yeah, it was
Okay.
repairing.
Gotcha.
And that was pretty evenly matched forces. I think it was like 797 versus 795. It was that close to evenly matched.
Well, I mean,
Muted sacrileges
versus
too.
you did sacrileges. Oh yeah, so it was Munins and Eagles versus sacrileges, Guardians, a handful of Thanatai, some Nidhoggers, some Naglfares, Archons, Chimera Phoenixes, and T2 Revs and Maxes. Yeah, pretty evenly matched, I'd say. Really,
Number wise, it was
really,
evenly matched.
really even matchup, Goon Boy.
Were you in
Really,
the fight?
really even. No, I wasn't. This fight happened
Yeah,
when
the Capitals in field. They were there in system, so they counted, but they weren't part of the fight.
they weren't part of the fight. Okay.
They weren't part where I was.
So-
When we were fighting Munins, they weren't there.
So if I click on this guy, Tarnikop,
They
and go to TCAG at 2000,
Wait, what are we trying to figure out?
I don't
you're
think
gonna
that's how
tell
it works, dude.
you're gonna
they
tell
were not
me
on.
you're gonna tell me that at 20 o'clock in TCAG on July 6th of 2020.
Wait, are you talking about the Zealot Whelp or whatever? The Ranger Regiment Zealot Whelp?
So wait, you're
Is this-
gonna
is this
you're
what
gonna
we're talking
you're
about?
gonna tell me that at this time during this fight, these capital ships had no, they weren't in the fight at all, right?
Actually, at all. At the time we were fighting on the gate, we were trading ships back and forth. They were still on the
Oh yeah, that's true.
structure.
I was there.
It's funny though that you'll have simmies that don't get on a battle report or bassies or logi in general just because they haven't killed anything. So it's strange that they would be on the battle report unless the system actually just
They were
caps.
fighting earlier. You heard me say that,
They,
right?
they fought it. There was a multi-grid fight.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Okay. So it's a
But you're making
multi-grid fight.
It was
Sorry.
the fight started in iHub. We fed a lot, and then we dropped caps, and then they left, and then we fought on the gate.
Okay.
So you're saying is caps not so much of a factor?
Yeah, the caps really didn't get a whole lot of kills. They kind of abandoned grid when we dropped the caps, which is probably what they wanted us to do.
That's the
But then they
official
fed
one.
on the gate for some reason.
Power play.
They fed?
Yeah, they
I
fed on
think
the
we
gate.
pushing them out the gate maybe, but we did take
Wait,
this.
can I just ask a question? Who the fuck is Gremlin? Is he a goon or is he not a goon?
You must say everybody asks that question. Who the fuck is he? No one knows.
You know.
It's a
Yeah.
goon.
Okay,
He's a
perfect.
gooner.
'Cause
I'm
when
not
you
a
say when you say they and they and him and this and I don't know, dude. Sorry.
I was trying to speak objectively.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Speaking objectively is great.
Why don't you
we
do
appreciate that.
more often?
Why don't
Using
I
nouns
do
would
it?
be-
I
Using
mean,
nouns would be
why
amazing.
would I do it?
I don't know.
I have
To be objective?
so many good
Oh,
reasons
no,
not to do it.
You're
no,
sure. Yeah, I'll give you that one.
God Legend could eject from his monitor, which is
I mean,
fantastic. It's
to
a
be
great
fair-
idea for his pod, but it was just funny.
Redline's already kind of like a goon sympathizer, so like I don't know if he needs to be any more objective
You know,
than he already is.
I don't know if he could be more opposite of a goon sympathizer.
I was gonna say, if you didn't watch the show on Sunday, then you are definitely missing out on, me being a Goon sympathizer.
Which
But
show on
that's
Sunday?
okay.
Oh, this show on Sunday. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I wasn't there, dude.
this show. I know you weren't
Were you
here.
like roasting the fuck
You
out of
didn't
them
tell
or
us.
what?
Oh, we were roasting. That was
Dude,
great
I was
times.
Pravi or Fozzie sobbing like a motherfucker in Pravi, which was fucking horrible, dude. For hours. I was actually on this stream for like 10 seconds and I had to fucking jet out again, so it was bullshit.
Gotcha.
They got on right as it ended, which was the perfect time because they were done talking shit about goons.
Okay, so anyway, does anybody look if you can tell me the first person to tell me what this thing is in the middle of the screen, I'm gonna send you a fucking Trash Talk Tuesday sticker. Go.
Answer?
It's called a mistake.
Is that the moon from Link or Zelda?
Majora's Mask.
Zelda?
Redline is a baby.
Yeah.
Okay, who said Majora's Mask first?
That was Mari.
Mari?
What?
Okay.
Yeah,
who was
fuck
it?
you, Rain. It wasn't you. It
Did
wasn't
you
Rain.
say it, Rain?
Rain's disqualified. She's part of the staff.
It was
Oh,
me. So you can all get each look.
I don't want to get doxxed by
Whoa.
Redline, so you can have the sticker.
Okay, cool.
Redline's
I
pretty
don't want
damn
to
on
get doxxed. You can have the sticker.
There's a new crib ahead.
So looks like this Fortizar got reinforced. There was no fight there, so guess we'll
You
have
gave
to
up.
just guess the war's over, guys. Everybody can go home now.
Everyone go home.
We
yeah.
won. We won. I'm gonna go
Congratulations.
travel around space and see what's actually happening here.
Oh
Maybe
yeah, I
give
think
us-
yeah.
Give us some intel.
Goons just yep, so it's over.
But Goon just stood down or something?
No, we just disbanded the alliance just now.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
It's all
Okay.
over.
So hold up. So you're telling
Couldn't
me if
take
I
the-
search for Goon Swarm Federation, it will not pop up? Oh my god, it doesn't.
Federation.
Federation.
All right.
Yeah, that's
Pretty
good.
out.
That's pretty good.
There's
Oh,
only one true Goon Swarm.
Federation.
All right, guys. You heard it here first. The Goonswarm Federation has officially disbanded. They are no longer an alliance in EVE Online. I'm going to put that on the stream right now because that is important and
been
newsworthy and true. So
True.
right
It is
there,
100% true. I am a goon pet, and so I am, telling
Told to
you.
stop
Right-
playing E. Go
right
to
there,
Star
we
Citizen.
can see very clearly that the alliance does not exist. So what this means for Matani's multi-dollar empire, nobody knows, but we'll get him on for
I think you
comments
misspelled
eventually.
Goonswarm. I think you misspelled it.
No,
I
I
don't
think
think
I think
I
I think the
didn't.
G. I think the G's lowercase. Did you try that?
No.
I think you missed the tilde in there.
Oh, the
Oh.
tilde is okay. That makes sense. Okay. Well, anyways, let's talk about this. So I need to know, because we talked about it a little bit before, everybody was watching, but I need to know, like, what's the fucking plan, guys? What are y'all doing? Is
Shit,
it
take names, kick bitches.
Holding our fucking
Drive
cell,
fast, eat ass.
adding lots.
Yeah, gang.
No.
gang? Oh, persistence.
I'm not
persistence.
allowed
Yes.
to talk. The
I
last
have
thing I wanted
arrived.
to get yelled at the next day that I said too much shit about our plans.
Sure. I mean,
Trust me, I didn't want to. It's
when
fine.
I asked
Richie,
you
they
for
know
your,
more about our plans than we do.
when I
We're
asked
in a
you
we're in a
for your
wormhole right now,
plan,
straight to DTAC P.
when I ask you for your plan, I'm really just kidding. I know you're not gonna tell your plans, and I wouldn't expect you to. It's funny. It's a funny thing. So let's hear from Villy. Let's hear from Villy since Villy's here now.
Lily's here.
What's up, guys?
How
I
we
got
how
a
we
Villy.
doing, Villy? Are we winning yet? Can we say
We're
that?
still in the build up phase here. If we're winning right now, it's by sheer Imperium incompetence. So
Rue.
Well, you
Yikes.
guys are definitely winning.
So Miranda tells us that In It as an alliance doesn't care about Fountain. What do you think about that? Do you think that's true or false?
Sounds like a goalpost move to me.
I can tell you Initiative definitely cares about Fountain, but I'm also confident that Initiative is strong enough as an alliance that they don't need Fountain.
Different
I
alliance.
guess
That's
that's accurate. That's what I'm. That's like a better explanation of what I meant. Is
They've just
what
never
I had
died.
said is that we don't care about losing Fountain.
Right.
Like,
you said
because
you don't care about space.
yes,
Right.
we can live anywhere is what I said.
Which is partly accurate, right? Like, so initiative, if they bleed Fountain, will continue, right? But they will shed a lot of generally what's called like the fat, trim the fat kind of thing. If
Care Bears is the fat that Care Bears in this analogy.
Never seem to want to die. They've lived in every space, been allies to everybody. They just never die. They
Who?
basically raise lines just with space.
So how long hasn't it been in Fountain?
A while now.
I mean,
Incredibly hard to become.
we were staged out of Aquarius not too long ago.
It's been at least 6 months, hasn't it?
Yeah, probably like a year.
Yeah, okay.
It's probably been
That's a
closer
while.
to that.
like initiative's a good alliance. They'll survive if they lose. They'll take some fat losses, which usually is actually good for an alliance. As you grow, you need to shed some weight and recenter yourself a little bit. But it'll definitely hurt their numbers significantly because that fat is always that extra 30 to 40% of your alliance that shows up on fleets that you generally want.
I
through
don't
the
know.
boost.
I would argue
Trimming
that
the
the
fat.
fatter the people that are not showing up to fleets and are just spending their time ratting and jerking off in like blue
Like you're
space.
absolutely true in that regard, but it's important to understand that there's a big difference between what you can do with a fleet if you have 150 in fleet versus 225 in fleet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
It changes the dynamic quite a bit, and that is essentially
More
what the
to
fat
feed.
is.
So
With
I
that
mean,
being said, can you stomach losing them? Of course, everybody can. It's just that they do have value, and treating them like they don't is usually not a good idea because then they generally leave, and then you lose those numbers, and then you can't win the fights that you could win otherwise before. So,
in my experience, the hardcore Care Bears who actually do join fleets typically don't care that much about kill mails, and they're more likely to do something like Logi, which
Less risk
it's
averse.
nice. Well, I mean, well, not really these days, but I mean, it's nice to have them
Less.
do it. And if they're not around, then it's like, you get to a point where you're hard up as an alliance, and then it's like, then you're yelling at dudes because it's like I'm not leaving unless I get 15 fucking bassies. And you know what I mean? Like it's not a good look overall, I suppose. But yeah, you guys have it's been pretty tough gunning it out the last couple of years at least. They've
yep.
gotten really big and strong. So yeah, like Billy says, I'm sure they'll survive.
Yeah, like initiatives, like my definite choice to pick into Legacy at the end of this. So
That's like
Billy,
what a
are you
weird
gonna like
dream.
co-FC with Pando and hold hands?
I would absolutely be willing to do that. Yeah,
I
I
would
think
ship
he'd be
that.
He'd be a great thing to add to the Legacy
A
Coalition when this is
thing.
all done.
You
It's a
will
Like,
give
person
them
you're
like
talking
a
about.
faction fort or two.
no,
We
no, no,
heard
no.
it
Like,
here. Pando is joining.
well, listen, like, I'm only like partly joking here. Like, the reality is, when in the end, when goons are dead, we're gonna have to do something with remaining alliances. Bastion will definitely go on living, and because they've got some good leadership. I don't know about all of the alliances of the Imperium, but I know Initiative definitely will. And there's going to be a choice. Do they want to fly with NC and Horde, or do they want to fly with us? Maybe they're going to want to fly with them over us. I don't know yet, but certainly I'm going to do my best to win over the Initiative members and try and make sure that when this is all over, they understand that there's a good home over here and that we do things and we go out and fight and we've got some great FCs for them.
I would also venture to say that, and it doesn't necessarily like if this all goes to shit for us, like, and it's not necessarily looking to join like another coalition,
So
No,
if
and
we're
that's
talking about
absolutely true
the
too. You guys might
possibility of us
become your
going off
own.
on our own.
Yeah, that's true. You guys might become just kind of your own like alliance group, which would actually be a very interesting kind of lifestyle change for you guys, and one that Initiative has historically done before very well.
So are you trying to like break up?
It's not really a lifestyle change for a lot of people though, because there was a point in time where we, didn't hold Salve, we didn't have renters, and we're just running missions for our ISK. And
Oh, I know.
like,
That's when I was in Initiative. It was a good
yeah,
time.
I didn't
It's
know you were an Initiative.
it was just a spy character for a while. It's actually one of my favorite stories because myself
Please
and Mr. V had a spy in the same corporation on in Initiative at one time. Like this is like 2011 or 12, And like I spoke up in a court meeting, like trying to explain my inactivity, because when you're in a spy, you don't want to have to go on ops all that much unless
Right.
you're doing something. And I'll be like, yeah, U.S. time zone's really dead, And then like I get a convo on like Jabber at the time, and V is like, hey Tobias, what's going on? Because that was the name of the spy character. It's just fucking hilarious.
I had
It's
that.
actually like one of my favorite moments at Eve, just because it's so like corny but like it actually happened kind of thing.
I had the same thing happen to me with my Horde character because I would go in there and just like chat with people in Fleet because I mean, people don't really know at the time they didn't really know my voice enough, and I could get away with it. And so one of my friends who actually is like a regular on my stream, who's in Horde, was like, he messaged me. He's like, "Hey Miranda," I was like, "Oh hey."
Yeah, I imagine with a female voice that's even more difficult than a male, as it allows you to be even more easily identified, more attention.
I don't know though. I think people generally don't pay that much attention to it. They're more like, "Oh my god, girl voice," than they are like, that girl voice sounds familiar. And I think that they're generally more trusting of females than males.
100%
Yeah,
accurate.
females get away with a ton of shit that guys don't get away with. So
And
Yeah,
then there's Judy.
Yeah, Rain,
Yeah.
you bitch, getting away with everything.
Female?
Yeah.
I get so much.
Rain is like a drama bomb incarnate.
Are you serious, Billy? Shut the
The
fuck
amount
up.
of information and intel that
Oh,
Rain has at any
Rain,
given
you wouldn't
time is
even.
shocking.
Well, actually, you probably know, but like, the amount of people that have come to be like, "Why are you doing a show with Rain? Do you know all her
Yeah,
like
Rain
this
smells.
drama story, this drama story, this drama story?" I'm like, no, but I guess I do now. What?
I mean,
okay.
We know all the
Prob-
drama stories. We just don't care because Rain's
Probably.
cool as shit.
Why are you
Those are
talking to Rain,
probably
Billy? Don't be
people-
another Rain simp. Like, oh
Yeah,
god.
why are you
No,
simping
those
for
are
Rain so
probably
hard?
people
Jesus.
just hate
Up
me
to my
because
only cause.
discredit everything I do because I'm a woman, and then they say I'm a bunch of drama, and then the only drama that they can come up with is generally another dude who also causes a shit ton of drama.
Even though
I
a lot of
fucking
drama
hate
there, so I can understand that.
I don't cause drama. Come on.
No, you don't.
Dumb dude, always causing drama.
So what did I miss in the first half hour there? We were just
You
saving
solved all
for
the
last
world.
night.
Well,
Fix
we
the
were
war.
just talking. We were just talking about like some of the strategies here because it seems like uh, one of the big things that I'm seeing just in general is that it seems like our buddies in Goonswarm are reluctant to leave, Delve and Aquarius and that area to come and actually protect, say, like Fountain.
Do you know what's going off at the minute?
I mean,
So-
it seems like Init's
What's
controlling
happening?
Belton.
It's important to
There's, like,
understand
5
how
fucking
this is
fleets
going to
down
go. And this is
good.
entirely public information, right? So
Yeah, sure.
we are going to encroach on the borders. So 49U, TCAG, XZH are the three entrances to Delve and Aquarius and period basis from Legacy's side. Those three border points are the only systems you can come in through. So we know all 3 points of those are going to be hotly contested. So we have to work up to those points. Then we've got to begin probing gently in, and then we've got to begin hardly pushing in. At the same time, it's always going to be Initiative who is kind of left out to dry because their space does not easily connect to Imperium space with supers and caps. So if they want to use caps and supers, they have to do so basically on their own, which is a massive
Risk, right?
it's a risk. Yeah, that's a good way to put it, I guess. And there's always going to be opportunities around them doing so with that for us to make big plays. And if we make those big plays, then we can get big payoffs. And certainly Initiative space is also some of the juicier space to take for anybody that wants some, and hopefully the least defended, I guess, would be the way to put it. So I mean, it was always predicted that Fountain would be the first of these three regions to fall. There's been a lot of talk about Aquarius floodplains, but Aquarius floodplains are still behind kind of one of those regional points, so it seems unlikely that they would be the first to go, I guess you could say. At this point, we're still in a build-up phase. It's going to take another week, maybe 2 weeks, for us to really be ready for what we want to do here. As much as a lot of people are like so excited, they're pushing the envelope. The logistics and supply lines just aren't there yet to really enable this operation. So we're going to spend another week or two getting ourselves sorted. The Imperium at this point, I know for test, is feeding us like nobody's could ever dream, which makes it all
Aren't
the
they about
easier.
to feed you guys like 5 fleets in TCAG or something?
So, in case anybody's not tracking what happened tonight, there was a fort in Hoffib area that was on shield reinforced. So the first, and there was a big timer over that, and they were going towards that. We anchored a POS in TCAG, and they turned both those fleets, and my understanding sent the initiative fleet to come help them ensure that they killed that large POS. And now we're just sitting on the other side of the regional with caps and supers and being like, you got to jump in and feed again? And my assumption is that they won't. So there's a very high likelihood there'll be no fight tonight, although we'll kind of keep an eye on it.
Okay. Just wondering if I needed to, burn myself over to TCAG. I might just do it anyway, see if I can get some.
I can tell you nothing does work for cap and super cap numbers like people jumping into you when you have basically zero risk of getting counter dropped and you get to like kill a whole bunch of sub caps. It's they've gotten to do it a few times, and I'm sure they'll get to do it a few more before this is all over, and they're enjoying the hell out of it.
Who, goons or?
No, cap and super cap pilots. So our cap and super numbers just going through.
Oh,
the
your
roof.
guys, okay.
Yeah, down south especially, and that makes it easier and easier to defend the region. So my guess is they won't, but you never know. As I said, they've got Elo leading one of the fleets apparently, and Elo is one of those guys. He's always got to touch the stove. So
known feeder, Elo.
That's so weird to me. Like what?
Billy.
Like what is happening here? Where Elo is leading fleets for goons? Like
this one's content, dude. Like since
is that like an actual question or like?
Yeah, like.
Okay, so they have no FCs they trust. They have Asher, Asher's in charge of their military. Asher doesn't trust any of his FCs. So Elo comes and joins his FC team. Asher, you're now my best FC. Here you go. Or Elo, here you're now my best friend. Here you go. Here's the FCs.
Like Asher
I wonder what that's going to do for all the other FCs then.
Well,
are they just going to
do terrible things? Well, that's a good question.
So the Mittani has this meeting last week with all of his skirmish commanders talking about how important they were in doing all this and making sure that the war machine kept turning, and he instead has opted, well, I don't know if it was him directly, that seems like a stupid choice for him to make, but they have opted instead of giving the keys to these skirmish FCs that they spent the last 6 months or so training to be these great FCs, self-proclaimed anyways. They had just hired Elo.
Training? Do you mean feeding though? Because like I wouldn't give the keys to my alliance's supers to these people.
Well, I'm talking about the the
trust,
recent
right?
things.
So here's the thing: to build an FC team, you have to take some big leaps of faith in trust. So I know I was certainly not super comfortable when I gave Seto the super keys, but
rude.
But
rude.
You still
the shade.
Oh, is Seto here? Oh, he is super.
he just walked in.
I just came in.
That was the first thing he heard when he came in.
Let me put it like this, because I think I had a chat with him about it at the time where I was like,
oh yeah, I think we did.
Yeah, I was like, don't lose my fucking super fleet, please. But like, if you want people to grow and to improve, you have to give them both the opportunities to succeed and to fail.
Yeah, and challenges to grow. It's in every situation in life.
Right. So, like,
did I succeed or fail, Billy? Did I succeed or fail?
You succeeded, right?
There we go.
I think you felt really bad after like one of your first ops or something. I can't remember what you screwed up or something, but I was like, yeah, you did fine. Just do it again. Was that the one where you lost the one bridge titan or whatever?
We lost the bridge, jumped, and then I started rage pinging supers like, hey, we're getting dread bombs. Start logging in.
Yeah. But what did I tell you afterwards, right?
You
like,
won. Yeah.
It's
like, I don't remember exactly, but it was fine. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
I just remember as soon as
shit
the
happens,
Titan died,
but as long as you make a decision, whether it's the right decision or the wrong decision, all that matters is you make a decision, you commit to it.
I remember as soon as the Titan died and the dreads were looted, I PM'd Billy, like we looted the grid. I was like, hey, I lost a Titan, but at least I looted the grid for SRP.
Oh my god.
And we killed about 80 dreads.
So
and it was one of the most first fights of the war, right? And if Seto didn't think he had the trust to take out that super fleet, Never would have happened.
So we're
Right,
talking, you're talking supers. I'm just talking regular ass fleets, right? Because Elo shouldn't be that trusted person to like lead subcap fleets.
Or trust me enough to FC their fleets. So
Well,
Yeah.
that's different. I
Seto's
mean,
been doing a great job. 10 out of 10. Best steakhouse.
that's
bruh,
actually
the
not
best
different.
internet
That's
FC in the
that's
game.
the same kind of thing.
It's
Like
the
I
same thing.
don't understand why. So you've got this talent pool, right? Why don't you use the talent pool that you
Talent.
have and actually like grow it instead of saying nope, we're too
Don't have
afraid to
time to
fail,
grow. They're in a
so here you
war.
go.
Well, they've had lots of time to grow. They've had like 4 years to grow, right?
The
Yeah,
Lords
exactly.
need to do it now. Yeah, like they're in a
But
war. They have to pull out from outside
well,
sources.
no, it's
or
not that it's too late. It's that they've spent the last like when they brought up GEF for to help with well, not to help with GOTG. That whole thing, the whole reason they brought that up was to help train their FCs. And they talked about how much progress they made, how good their FCs were now, and all this and that. But it's like once they actually have a chance to put their money where their mouth is, where is it? Where's the money? Where's the money,
those
Lebowski?
FCs in particular, those FCs in particular who ran like Typhoon fleets, like 1 or 2 Typhoon fleets in their venal deployment, probably like lost a whole Typhoon fleet, and then they got promoted to skirmish commanders, and then they fed hack fleets in Pure Blind versus my Sig, and now they're running Goon's main
ADM
fleets,
fleets?
when like Asher and Elo aren't on. That's like Kosisek, Dave Archer, Tom Flood. Those are like the dudes who, quote unquote, got amazing experience in venal, aka like formed twice, maybe 3 times, because Jay and John and Asher were doing most of the forming, and then they were the people for the first 2 months of my Pure Blind deployment were the people tasked to send hack fleets to Pure Blind, get dumpstered, and then obviously GEF deployed to Cloud Ring, and that whole thing happened with Snuff, and then now we're here. And those FCs are still forming strat ops and still don't even know how to FC hacks properly of any kind.
It's good. No matter where you go, there's a level of trust. Like you can't go to a block and instantly be able to like FC their supers.
Yeah, come on, Redline. Do you think?
Well, I don't.
I think with Seto, with Seto's example for Horde, first of all, Horde, as Mitani likes to say, is the franchise alliance. Horde has a history of letting well-known FCs from other groups run Horde fleets. It's been like that since day one, because when Horde was first formed, it was PL dudes running Horde fleets. I was one of them back on day one of pandemic hoarding. Now it's obviously different since we have our own internal strat FC team, but we still allow guest FCs to come and participate. And for this specific example, Seto has a ton of experience leading a multi-month war against a enemy coalition that was his off time zone. So he has experience, basically no lifing a war for months on end and winning. So that's like the perfect tool to add to my tool belt for my Sig and Horde, which is currently deployed in Hophib with PanFam, trying to put init 6 feet under. So that's the kind of assets I'm glad to have on my side, because personally, whenever I'm not available, Seto's available. Whenever he's not available, I'm available. So it's like perfect. Works out really well so far.
The Eve boyfriend, the perfect Eve boyfriend.
Yeah, we're the Zoomer tag team. We're the superior Zoomer FCs. Blurkus has nothing on us.
Please stop.
I have to say,
Please
Blurkus
stop.
is a bitch. Nah, Blurkus is a bitch. He won't fight me with even numbers. Brisk, if you're listening to this, tell Blurkus he's a bitch. That's
Don't
all I
worry.
have to say.
I'll tell him. I'll let him know you said that.
Thank
You
you.
guys sound pretty angry.
I mean, Blurkus is a fellow Zoomer. He's supposed to fight a fellow Zoomer, but he's being a bitch.
Yeah, and apparently
So
he's a bitch. I don't.
this does bring up kind of an interesting conversation, though. What kind of mentorship is there for the Goonswarm FCs?
John,
I can answer that.
Would you love having Jay as your mentor? I would kill myself.
Would you like me to answer that question? Because I will.
Jay is a good guy. It's John who's just spurgy.
Well, as far as I'm tracking, Jay is a good guy, but like, is he actually? Does he have any ability to teach or to try
on the Twitch
push
overview.
lessons? Or?
Basically, you
well, let me-
join the skirmish command, and
let
then
me
you back to your
explain.
fleets.
So
All
let me
right, you go
explain it
ahead.
real quick.
Oh my God, it's
not
Big
that,
Bill.
Give me your
Big
fair and
Bill.
unbiased.
but I'm
Bill,
gonna
you should FC Goons.
I'm going to explain why Jay is on the screen, because somebody asked. So I explained this before we got fully started, but Jay is on the screen because Jay has an open invitation to come on the show, and as such, his picture will adorn that spot on the show indefinitely until the end of time. Until he comes on the show, that is, and participates in the conversation, he will always be there watching us. And that's
Bill, why do you not FC Goons?
Dude, I can't even fucking FC my own alts.
yeah. Bill isn't an FC. The
I'm
Trash Panda.
a special.
Bill's an
special
idol. I
Let's-
heard you just got
Hey,
into
Bill.
rapping business, Bill.
Hey Miranda, what's up?
Nothing.
Hey Gremlin.
Hey.
You guys all sound so sad. Why are you so
We're
sad?
losing a war. How can we be happy, man?
Our structures are getting reffed, and I just don't know how to.
Do you run logistics for it?
I'm almost out of Iskies from all the fuel that I put.
Did anyone enjoy the Reddit thread from yesterday where the guy made the comment that like the Allies lost the Isk War in World War I or World War II too?
Oh,
or something?
yeah. That was a terrible.
That's
God.
a fucking stretch, eh? The fucking grass-made straws there.
Well, the thing is, like, the problem is they're not like the Matani's like in full spin mode, right? So they're like spin and spin, but like
Everyone is.
they're not like they're not tampering down expectations correctly. It's like you see S Cherry Peregrine Soul, they're on fire. It's like, and all the members are like, yeah, it's on fire. They're all
Yeah,
gonna
but you
lose
guys
all
are
the-
also saying Fountain's on fire, which isn't accurate either.
And why
Are
is
we
that
though?
on?
Delve
Why
is
is
evicted. Delve
why
is
is Fountain on
completely
fire?
fucking empty
Yeah,
right
like
now.
okay.
Dude, the Matani's also called PH a franchise.
Care about Fountain? Do you think
Alliance
Fountain
that couldn't get their shit together, and then secondly, that Elo's like some kind of fuckboy, and there's like a Superman's cape effect and Black Legion, and how negative it is on an alliance
Elo's
and
a
all this other
fuckboy.
shit. And then
Are we
literally in
straw
like
manning right now, Loki?
what's that?
Boy.
No, but like literally in the last how long has this been, like week? Like both of those things have been like something that they've done, and then they just try to spin around it. I just find it funny. It's just
Get Elo on the show and ask why he's
Tani's
FC?
been saying Horde's a franchise alliance since like
I
2016.
heard he just hates Billy and he just wants to FC against Billy.
I think it's probably fun to have a lot of dudes
Who,
do
Elo?
stuff. If you're Elo,
Yeah.
it's content, dude. Like,
Yeah, he
whatever.
can't
And
stand me because like
Nobody
nobody's
hates
pushed his
Elo.
shit in more over the years, right? Like every time Elo's come up against me in a war, he's lost, and like every other war he's fought, he's won. So it's like I've become his nemesis, I think.
how does it
Great
feel to
great
have a nemesis? By
Grudges are good for the game.
Yeah.
I don't. I
It's
wish
like
I wish I was cool enough to have a nemesis.
Yeah, it's like
I wish
like
you
the
were
whole
cool.
Just put in
Dr.
some more work, Seto, you'll get
I
Douchemistworks.
one.
want a
Wait, I'm
nemesis.
trying, man. Actually, no, I do have a nemesis. It's Nate, the guy from Wangs. Yeah, I don't even know who he is. I've never talked to him in my life, but apparently he hates my guts.
I'm your
Yeah.
nemesis.
And he's
He runs.
Gotta let your
Seto,
haters
he
be your
runs
motivators.
Wings. He's like their main FC in alliance.
like, yeah, he said like I don't know. Apparently we like talked or something. He's the one who dread
They're just
bombed us.
butthurt
and
when we like dropped like 8 different alliances worth of
I
dreads
remember I
on him
moved
and
dreads
Miha.
there. That's
Dude,
hilarious.
Alpha, you need to like slow your aging. You're slowly becoming like almost identical to Matani on the voice stream. It's crazy. It's like your mannerisms and the way you talk and everything. You're like a little mini Matini.
Mini Matini.
Mini martini.
I don't know if I'll take that as a compliment or criticism, but thank you. I
That
guess.
that could be the worst thing I've ever heard in my entire
but-
life.
slowly
Little
turn
mini
into a
Martini?
sociopath or full-blown psychopath at this point.
Could you
Who knows?
apologize to him? Like,
Well,
I
I
know the
don't have
show's
a
called.
Twitter, so I
I
guess I
know-
should get one if I'm a mini Matani and start cringe tweeting
You're gonna be
I thought you
out
had
of my
TikTok.
fucking asshole.
Am I gonna be your profile photo?
I thought you
Start-
TikTok like this.
Start
K-pop
like
shit, Alpha.
start controlling American politics now, dude, from like your little lair, you know?
Yeah, my little
Yeah,
lair.
if
Yeah.
anyone controls American politics, it's definitely Matani.
Totally, dude.
I'm just gonna
He's gonna win Wisconsin for Bernie
gonna
Sanders.
take a
did you hear?
fucking
Exactly.
cardboard box and sit in it and start cringe tweeting out of my asshole. Call
How
myself
many
Matani
tildes will you
Jr.
include in your posts?
Wear
I
tinfoil hat,
red
dude.
line. I thought there was a rule against critiquing individuals for their IRL.
You mean the
attributes.
same
Kinda
rule
seems
that
where,
you broke when you were talking about Alpha Star aging?
I don't know what you. What?
Or
exactly.
same rule I broke when I told Bill to go take another fucking sip of
I mean,
Xbox Live.
technically,
and
I'm
he
not
broke it, he said I have
criticizing
no life.
anything with his IRL. I'm talking about his tweets. That's no different than talking about someone's Reddit posts. That's the same social media, just a different
Same
platform.
thing as ASP telling me I have no life. That is false. I'd like to think I have a life.
We have a life.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
everyone has a life.
I have a life too, but Eve consumes most of it. So that's what I mean.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I
and
crab in real
gone for
life,
a
so I can
while.
afford to eat, right?
How were?
I was on vacation for a couple of weeks. Yeah, I just came back in time for the war.
How's it feel to be back, dude? Are you excited to kick some shit in?
Yeah, dude, I had my war kickoff meeting yesterday in EU time zone. Had like 600 beans on comms. Crashed Horde Mumble for an hour.
Easy.
And yeah, I've been forming like
we sat there
like-
for an hour doing nothing because Mumble.
my Sig and Puriblind. We've maybe formed a full subcap fleet like maybe enough times for like fingers on like one hand, so like 4 times maybe. And now we've just been forming full fleets every time zone nonstop. We flash formed like 350 dudes at 1400 for that tackled in Knit Titan. And unironically, the we caused from forming made it get away, but we still owned. So.
Fed 3
I have to
faxes.
go. Apparently, Blurkus is coming to fight me in Fountain while I'm killing his shit.
Don't be scared, dude.
Oh,
Do not
Blurkus
be
is
scared
coming to
of
fight you.
Blurkus.
What system are
I'm
you in? Can I record it?
I'm reffing his stuff right now, and he's headed back to Fountain with his fleet.
I've only had the pleasure of seeing a fleet against Blurkus once, and it was no bueno, dude. I fucking
Feed?
won that shit. Like, no, I think I lost 2 Munins in like a relatively matched Munin fleet. And
Loki,
like, I
did
just
you go to
won
that
the entire
max
fleet.
Blops Loki ping?
I did not. I'm drinking scotch and talking to you guys. So I did not go to that. But there was like 6 pings for that, which is kind of a lot.
Yeah, he's headed back to Fountain. I don't know if he's coming to fight us or what, but
Probably
let me
not.
go figure that.
I think you'll be okay.
Dude, fucking pray he does.
I really want to fight him. Like,
It'll make you
Blurkus
look
talks
really good.
Blurkus talks a lot of shit, man.
What are you guys? What are you guys even up to in Fountain right now?
I'm reffing all their jump gates right now.
Oh.
With like 100 minions. Because
so rude, Sedo. That's like-
we were Bill, I was shooting your fort earlier. There's in Hopib. It was a goon fort. I was shooting it, and then you went
Why
to
aren't you,
period basis.
Why aren't you reinforcing 2 jump gates at once?
I am BY and VY.
And with how many on each jump gate?
Half.
got too
I
much
just got a mix
information.
up.
Like
50,
50?
Blurkus, come fight me. I have 50 Munins in one system, 50 in another. Yeah, just tell me which one you're going to so I can move my monitor over there first.
Dude, 50 will be more than enough, dude. Just...
Watching stream
Not
for
watching, by the way, because he's FCing.
You could do both.
There's
Come on.
there's always one guy in the fucking fleet who's also watching a stream. He's like,
I mean, I'm relaying for you.
Yeah. No, actually, though, it's true. Like,
I sent him a message and I was like, "Hey, what did I say?" I said, "Everyone's calling you a bitch on Trash Talk Tuesday."
Not everyone.
We streamed Sipes, like, no, just me and
Yeah, I
Sedo,
didn't.
apparently.
I mean,
Mostly
I didn't
me,
say
actually.
Blurkus was
Honestly,
a bitch.
I think
I
Blurkus is
didn't
a decent. I think
didn't say
Blurkus
that
is a decent FC. He just needs a little bit of polished, and he could definitely be.
Yeah,
a
I mean
solid.
that's why
And
he's.
would you say that's polish he could get in original centers?
It's definitely polished. You could find a test. I don't know about original sinners, but.
Wow,
Lawrence,
everyone's trying to take the FC.
No one in Imperium is actually trash talking right now. Like,
Well, it's Trash Talk
amazing.
Tuesday. If you don't want to trash talk, that's not on us. Like,
I know, but he said this Imperium trash talk is pathetic. I'm like, what trash talk is he talking
yeah.
about?
So, well, did I hear that right? That Imperium doesn't let any of their FCs come on the show now.
Holy
That is
fuck!
correct.
No.
314 people.
That is correct. It is a correct assessment. It was a meeting that was done on June 26th, and in that meeting, the Mittani said specifically that you do not go on their fucking shows because their shows are hostile. I
Wow.
believe they accused.
He sounds really triggered.
I believe they accused talking in stations of being a hostile show.
Wow.
Yeah, poor
Which is
Madrigal.
Pando is not talking
literally-
in stations like the last episode.
Which
Yeah,
is
but
literally
Pando-
the
the
most.
rules don't apply to Pando because he's a good FC, right? So
It's literally like talking in stations is literally the most neutral
Really,
show.
he's a good whaling FC. I don't see him defending Fountain.
Matterall was a good friend of the Matanis, from what I recall.
Yeah, doesn't he know him or something?
Yeah, he knows
I mean,
him.
he actually told that story on Talking Stations. I don't know if it was and he was hauling something for goons.
Yeah.
And like that's why he said I'm the Matani's friend or whatever, because he was actually hauling something for them, I believe.
Was it his dignity though?
I don't think so. Matterall's a good dude. Like don't shit talk Matterall. He's a
Matterall's
good guy.
good dude.
I'm sure
It's
he
just-
is.
It's just
He
his,
seems
like,
like
his news media is super biased towards you guys, and so like it's it's nice
What
to
do
have
you
them by a
mean?
show like the Meta on Saturdays. And
Meta,
your
okay.
Fox News. It's like Fox News.
No,
Those
it's
are
just
more neutral because I get sick
CNN.
of. It's like, okay, I have to watch this one talk show that's super fucking legacy and Panda Fam fucking biased, and I have to watch this other talk show that's goon biased. Then I have to somehow piece them together to figure out what's the true story.
I
The
mean,
real
they could take a shortcut and just read my.
I have some drama for you guys. Apparently, Pittsburgh said earlier that Panda Fam, the coalition, sucks.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Whoa.
It's trash.
With the fucking leaks, dude. What the fuck?
Yeah, I know.
Kick
Bro.
pit.
Where are you getting that information? We're gonna have to remove your view of that right now, immediately, and it's just gonna have to go.
Cut the
It's gonna
stream,
have to
dude.
go.
Cut the stream.
You gotta cut the VOD, delete the
go back.
VOD.
The show would probably have a much less like anti-goon slant if there were like more goons on it to defend what goes on a daily basis here. But goons seem to not want to join this show, and so it kind of
I don't
allows
mind
only-
goons coming on. It's when they come on and then they just like have their head so far up their ass that everything they say is just like an attack on someone's character. Right? Like Bill's here, but
And
Bill
Goons
doesn't
from the show, honestly.
like Bill's here, Miranda's here, but they don't sit here and like spin something so far outrageous, unrelated to what we're talking about that it just becomes like.
Are you gonna single me out, Rain? You're not even gonna include me in the
Well,
normal.
I was gonna say, and Dom and Grim, Mari was here. Like you guys are talking, and you're like, oh well, here's my spin to it, or oh no, you call us out on bias, or you guys like sit here and like shit talk someone or whatever. But you're not like your head's not so far up your ass that it's like you're so blinded to everything else that's going on in
my
the
ass
world.
pretty far.
You know me, I always
But
said I don't
not
care.
bias stuff like that.
It's because I don't care who the fuck I fly with. Like, I'll stand for whoever I'm hanging out with, but it's
And all I
still.
know is if I fucking get kicked out of Fountain again, I'm gonna be pissed.
Like I don't mind if you like sip the Kool-Aid, but when you're just fucking drowning in it, like that's just too much.
Fucking Test couldn't fucking do it. No.
Oh, Mecha Gold.
Oh, Mecha Gold wants to join.
Get in this
Yeah!
channel.
Bring in the king!
Oh my god.
I thought that was Bill at first.
Oh, Mecha, dude, you have no idea. I was going to DM you today and see if you wanted to come on because I saw what you were saying on Twitter, and I was like, damn, that is a really good point, but I didn't know if you'd be willing to come back, and it seems like you are. Welcome back to the
king.
show.
You want to talk about them supers in Delve, my man?
Are there supers dying yet in Delve or not?
Not yet, but
Oh
we're
my
working on
God.
it, baby.
Well, no, it's not risky enough.
That's because they're not
risky enough.
ratting anymore, Omeka. It's too risky.
Of Delve, so that's probably killing you, isn't it, Omeka?
Omeka,
Yeah,
right?
it's killing me, man. It's like this is like the time that I should be online the most, and I can't, and it's eating me alive.
You
Welcome to
can.
real life, eh?
Just give the child away, and there's plenty of time for everything else.
Find
It
a
takes
new
9
child.
months. It takes 9 months. You have plenty of time to play in those 9 months.
Yeah. Actually, there is a new possibility there. Now I can actually, if my wife goes back to Turkey, maybe I can come back.
You're
So-
gonna send your wife away?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Bitch, get away! I have
Wife.
spaceships to explode.
For the birth, if she wants to give birth in Turkey, then I'm free to play Eve.
I love that you
That's
describe
so
that
evil.
as being
So every
free.
time she brings it up, you're like, oh man, yeah, I think Turkey's a great place to have a kid.
Every
I
time.
don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how to follow that up. Like, I don't know how to go after that.
I don't trust the health system in US, right?
Same,
That's
to
what
be
I'm gonna
honest.
say.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, America sucks, man.
Yeah.
So to be fair, my
Yeehaw.
sister almost died while giving birth because they fucked up the epidural. So totally relatable.
I get epidurals every 4 weeks
Miranda,
because
oh
of my
God,
back. Yeah,
that's
maybe I'll
so
die. I
scary.
don't know.
No, don't die.
My God, that's so dark.
I love Billy's energy every time Omeka comes in.
It's
Yep.
great.
Yeah, I want to.
Like
You
a
were
line of coke as soon as they'll
like
fucking join the channel.
Rain was saying like Bill is a decent guy. He never does ad hominems, and I just wanted to come and test him.
Well,
All right,
Hey.
Bill, you're being tested. How's this
What
feel?
am I being tested on? Let me go get my fucking pencil. Hold on.
number 2.
So
Alright.
I'm
Got my
gonna
pocket calculator.
So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna find this because I really I had this clipped out before and I lost it for some reason. So I'm gonna find it, and while I do that, Omeka, you recently had a little bit of a chat with our man Alex. I mean the Matani, and I'm curious, how did that go? Like I saw it on Twitter. Like give me your thoughts on this, just like un unfiltered.
I almost said Tinder, not Twitter.
I know. I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it
he said his wife
crew
was going
ended
to
up being
Turkey, so
Leave it
you know.
grinder.
it wasn't so much on back and forth. He just I don't know what did it say, fuck you or something like that. That was his part of the dialogue. My part, it's just the things I keep saying. I mean, there's a reason why I became like. People say I'm obsessed with guns and all. It's just one leg of it is like I whale. I kill big ships. They recruited all the whales, and they were target-rich region. I moved in there, but the more I moved in, and the more I was also interested in kind of like Eve balance, and particularly balance between hunters and the game, basically. And then the more posts I made on Reddit, the more I said capital umbrellas were OP and not enough supers dying and so on and so forth. But this was like back in 2016, 17. I kind of became a higher and higher profile target for like the the general line members of goons, and then I like kind of I was interested in like watching their shows and in their culture. I began following their internal jabbers and everything. I realized like there's every alliance has like toxic people and like people you can't reason with, or just when I wanted to do like arguments from my side, people who would respond in a like a meaningless way or ad hominem way rather than engaging with my points, and it was a struggle to like. I see Eve as like a big ecosystem, and if you want to change the game, particularly if you're coming from an underrepresented play style like hunting back in 2017, and it was kind of like a struggle to gain those rights bit and bit again, and that includes my CSM run, and it was a struggle against the metagaming too. The other side was metagaming, and I was kind of like, not a lot of people realize this, but I kind of felt like a lot of pressure on myself as a person, and maybe like a lot of people get the same kind of like attacks. And for example, people say all kinds of shit about Mitani, but I realized in Goons it's kind of like there's also an effect of top-down culture, like this kind of thing was kind of catalyzed and
The tone is set by the leadership.
yeah, encouraged from the top. Like for example, if I try to think about what was the top 5 nemesis of Test or of PanFam, I just it's very hard for me to like pinpoint individuals. If I think about Goons, it's like I remember Gavlon and the shit he was getting, and I remember at some point that shit turning to me. I remember like whenever their goons have like Mitani and his friend, they have a specific style in which they think like uniting people against other people is their best strategy. It's the best way to motivate people.
And that's something I've seen from that, is that it's basically like it's not so the whole like the I don't know what to call this coalition yet, because this Olive Eve versus Goons coalition, I'm not sure what to call it, but it seems like that this whole group is just about saving Eve Online, right, from the Goon menace.
Red line. Oh no, I'm gonna stop you. Don't.
You don't have
fucking
to
use
stop
narrative.
me.
That narrative is.
It's fantastic.
I hate
is what it is.
I
It's
hate
great.
when you guys use that. Like, it actually, that is something that actually triggers me for once. I actually get triggered whenever I hear that bullshit fucking narrative. Who came up with that initially? Was that because it's like a regurgitation of the one used back in 2016? I mean,
Is
it's
it
not.
possible that it's also true?
It is not true, Billy, and you know it's fucking not. So
Well, why
Is
is
this
it not
actually
true?
triggering you, Bill?
Let's talk about why
No.
is it not true. So how are you, like, how is a mentality that if you're not in Goons, you're a worthless puppy, and if you left Goons or anything like that, you're the worst thing in the entire world. How is that mentality doing anything for the game at all?
I don't. I mean,
Why is it the
like
responsibility of the
you
players?
and a handful of other people have that experience. Besides that, that's not necessarily the case. Like you guys just, I don't know. I don't know what happened. You know, I don't know
Well,
when
on
Pitts
every meta
complained
show,
and
it's
somebody
simply
complained
something
about
where
you and
it's
got
like
you.
it's the Matani talking about all the pubbies and everything like that. Like everybody who isn't in Goons is lesser than Goons.
Yeah, I wouldn't say
Bubby is
everybody.
like a
I,
meme
I
that's
wouldn't.
been
I wouldn't say everybody, but they always have some target, right? So it's always some other. For example, that was my point on Twitter. I said, look, I listened Test Sota and I listened Imperium Sota, and the Test Sota was like, okay, it's high time that we are in a position to do something interesting. And probably, I think only Test was in that position, Legacy was in that position to give Eve its next big exciting war. And then we are seeking content, and we think the Imperium way of playing Eve, or like at least their recent decisions have been boring, so we are declaring war. So that's very reasonable. That's at least like some. That's not like the other side. On the other side, Mitani was like, these fucking backstabbers are backstabbing us again, and we're gonna crush their skulls. Instead, for example, imagine such a narrative. If I was Mitani, say, okay, the entire EV is uniting against us. It's time we give them a.
Why don't we show our worth? Why don't we show our power? See this as an
Bring it on.
opportunity.
Bring it on. Let's have fun. It's the biggest war,
I
so
can
we're
feel the
gonna
mist
do
off of
our
that wet
best.
fart of a narrative.
So you don't need backstabbers to build a narrative, right? That was my point, and I experienced this for 3-4 years. Some people think I'm like overly sensitive. Maybe I am, but I was like, when I listened to those both State of the Alliances, I was like, okay, this was exactly what I've been talking about for 3-4 years. The difference, the nuance difference, the style difference. And then they don't need it. Goons don't need it. They don't need this warlordism. It's probably so 2005 or something. It's like it's some culture that came, like, that belongs to the era where we also doxed each other, right? So we don't need that negativity. We are bigger people now. We have grown up. We're in our 30s, 40s. You don't need that to win a
I've
war.
regressed. Just so you know, I've regressed.
Oh, 2005, dude.
I thought Omega was about to apologize to me for a second.
Yeah, can we call it the Cluster Cut Coalition? That sounds like it should be fun. I don't know.
No, we don't need to do that.
Aw.
Call it the
If you say
99%
cuck, you're
coalition.
cringe. Spoiler alert. Cuck is so 2018.
Hey, cuck, you're cringe.
Yep, it's cringe now, boys.
Can we call it the Cluster Cringe
I thought
Coalition?
there's something about simp or some shit, some kind of word like
Cringe, you gotta say pog, you gotta say Twitch emotes in real life. That's how you be not cringe.
Is that what Zoomers are?
Yep.
that. I
Absolutely.
thought Zoomers was literally the people who use the video service. I didn't realize it was like a thing.
Oh my god.
No, Generation Z, or yeah,
You guys are getting
Zoomers.
baited right now.
Friends,
Don't get an
boomers.
attitude.
Anyways,
man.
in general, I thought Omeka's points were quite accurate in terms of what he said. It's odd because I don't know if there was a better way to end the NIP, but the way we did it was as good as I could do. And
I mean, maybe end it by not getting the entirety of Eve to
2 full weeks to prepare.
2 full weeks. I mean, I'm just saying it's about like the message you're sending when you're doing that.
Yeah, it's like, hey,
Never break
there's
the
a
nip because you'll
there's a
send
train coming
a
at you, but I'm
message.
giving you 2 minutes to position yourself on the track.
Well, so what should I give you? 6 months?
It's pretty clear though that like Test leaving Goonswarm
I,
and helping
you know,
Goonswarm
Billy,
is tough
honestly,
if Goonswarm has
I,
no fucking FCs to defend their shit. So whenever Billy decided to end the nip, you guys would be saying the same fucking thing. Like it's whatever, dude.
oh, you know what? You said you did what you said, and I think that's a very stand up thing to do. I appreciate it.
But like in all honesty, like okay, I don't want to be friends with you guys anymore. So how do I stop being friends with you guys in any reasonable way? Like without getting my shit like royally like destroyed.
I mean, why would we
in the right
attack you though? Like you don't have
How would
anything
you
that we
attack
want.
us? Like think about that question. As
said,
yesterday
why?
we talked about the burning of fucking Paragon Soul.
I said, why would we want to attack you? That's just like a bunch of fucking effort that nobody wants to
Because Billy's
have to go through with.
probably is the narrative I would think.
I mean, you
It's one of those
literally
situations
dropped a
where
keep star
you got,
for the.
you got a tiger by the tail. You got to let go of him. Do you just let him go and let him turn around and get you, or do you put him down first? I get your point there. You've got a situation where you're going to end a friendship. Do I end a friendship and hope he doesn't come after me, or do I say screw you and punch him in the face? It's a tough. I would punch him in the face too. I don't think he does wrong.
Really punch him in the face though.
Well, you're no longer friends with us, and then you punch us in the face. I would do the same thing if I thought you were gonna. If my enemy's gonna do that to me, why wait? There's no wrong with that.
Okay, but here's the thing. That's exactly what we predicted you would do.
I agree. I agree.
So then we have predicted accurately what most people are going to do in that scenario. We then form a coalition so that we don't lose all our space the second you guys go that mode. Now,
I'm not saying you're not. I'm not saying you're wrong.
Okay, so like, am I the most toxic of backstabbers, or am I just a guy who's making the normal plays and trying to do the best I can? Like, and that to a degree is kind of what Omeka's saying, though, right? Like,
yeah.
Omega was saying that our narrative is a little bit more abrasive than other narratives.
Absolutely.
Is that not exactly what I'm saying too?
No.
And the two other
too.
examples
Yeah,
of that same culture is like it's interlinked. So your FCs not being able to come here is kind of part of that same culture, or your people not being able to join MPSI fleets because they come to your space all the time, according to you, is part of the same culture. It's like that us and them, that's divisive culture. Like
the FCs want to come here.
Yeah,
they can't.
Can come here if they want. It's
but don't.
The Mitani who says that they're not allowed.
Like if I went to Meta Show, then Mitani should be able to go TIS or here.
They're just scared.
Yo, Galente is best faction in the game, though. We all got
I
that.
was worried they would come on here and give away all our secrets.
That comes from
that
thing
primitive says, I don't understand the game.
You have to ask, but you have to ask yourself, like, why does the Mitani do the meta show, right? Is it because he likes doing talk shows about Eve, or does the meta show have some other value to it that the Mitani can use and harness? So,
ask you why
does Mitani not do other talk shows? Well, maybe he doesn't actually like doing talk shows. You know?
No, I mean,
like
but
maybe
being I meant just being a guest, or he doesn't have to come, but the culture doesn't have to be such opposite of going to other talk shows.
Right, but my point is like the meta show's kind of very pro goon, very anti everyone else, right?
Yeah.
It allows them to bundle certain
It's our
messages. So I'm not gonna call it propaganda, but essentially, if I ran some kind of
state news
government agency, exactly, then it's essentially the news entertainment of the Goonswarm Federation. So it's like the Fox News of Goonswarm.
By the
So
way,
basically is news. Right, exactly.
So
small point though, very important point.
Who's marketed toward?
Very important point though. Like a lot of people say it's like role play or stuff, but it has a lot of real life and CCP and Eve development implications. On Meta Show, people speculate about people's CSM performances or what happened in a CSM summit, or whether a CCP employee is doing a good job, or whether Hilmar's bonus is tied to blackout, or like there's a lot of game balance talk. So it's not like just space tyrant roleplay. If it was that, it would have been so entertaining. But it's like it's intertwined with real life and Eve development and CCP. So that's why I take it like as a problem.
With the CCP development, they listen to it and they, oh God, the meta show said this, we better not do it again.
But to a
Seriously?
degree, it helps. Like, there's only so many Eve News media sources, right? So when one out of like the 4 main Eve News media sources says this is bad, this is bad, this is toxic, this is whatever, right? It's important to understand that that does have an effect on kind of shaping the culture or the tune to what Eve players often see. And like, I can definitely say that the way in which members of the Imperium talk to me now is so incredibly different because of what's been said on things like the meta show or in general, because you're a different person now because you're on the other side. It's almost scary at times.
Keep
Yeah.
Oh my
ideas
God,
around.
Billy, bro,
Don't
just because I make good memes of you doesn't mean like I don't still love you. I'll still love you.
underestimate the value of keeping ideas circulating as well, though. Like, because that's something that I don't know is in history has just kind of been a thing. Like, if you keep an idea around long enough, eventually there's something in the game or something that's going to happen where they can jump all over it and be like, well, see, this is exactly what we're doing, and then it may force CCP to do something in terms of investigation. It may drive the narrative that they want. It might do a lot of different things, but essentially just keeping narratives around has a lot of fucking value if you're want to be authoritarian ruler.
So while there's a moment
Kind of
of
like the narrative
reprieve,
bad game. I mean, it's
there is a
so
Twitch
tested.
poll that you guys can vote in. We're gonna do a giveaway once it's over. So continue. Sorry, just wanted to pop
Like
in.
there is a reason why in Eve Vegas, I think this is what I think. There's a reason why in Eve Vegas, Hilmar chose to meet with Mitani one-on-one, and right after that, like the meta show tune was tuned down and Brisk was invited to make it look more legitimate and less like a state news, but more like actual
That's because
news or something.
it's embarrassing the entire game and community. That's
Yeah, I mean, like they could say things that could harm like the game's bottom line. Like they have that power. There's so much power in that, and it's like when the role play authoritarianism mixes with real life consequences. That's kind of like that's the scary part. Like they could keep the authoritarianism and like us and them as a role play, and then they could be milder when it comes to Eve balance, when it comes to CSM, CCP, or when it comes to like other alliance FCs or enemies, right?
Were you making a reference to
They
penis snitch getting Brisk in trouble IRL? Is that what you're talking about?
wait, what? No.
Okay. All right. Continue.
No, but I'm just saying, like in general, meta show it has real life repercussions. Whatever, some things that are being said there, and that includes Eve development, CCP, like people's job security. Even sometimes it's like 3-4 years of history of meta show. I can find many such examples. So I'm saying just those real life repercussions when they mix with space tyrant roleplay, then that becomes toxic to not just to the game itself, rather than just funny roleplay.
I think that if you're a CCP and you've created a game that has those kinds of these kinds of authoritarian, like it's sort of like a build your own empire in space with a bunch of social shit, right? So do you think that they kind of should be better at handling that kind of thing, or you just think that that's something that's unacceptable and needs to be?
No, I'm not saying that it's it's a culture. It needs to be pointed out. It's not at the level of doxing, for example. It's not an activity that we should just cut. We should just, it's another gangrene that we should just kill. Meta show maybe it's kind of nice for people to have something to watch and entertain themselves and so on. But so I'm not saying that it's like totally bullshit or something. It's just part of it, that culture. We need to point out, and maybe as like if we keep pointing out, maybe they're going to hear. I'm kind of hopeless after talking to Brisk all the time, but maybe at some point they're going to hear the criticism. I don't know.
This will be a good point to interject the fact that Omeka doesn't have any credibility.
I don't. Yeah, in Gun's eyes, I don't, because they spent 5 years circle jerking each other about.
I mean, listen, man. Me and Omeka, we argued a lot over the last year, a lot. But to
Yeah.
say he has no credibility is a little bit like
honest. I know.
No, I mean,
I don't
yeah,
agree with that, either, Billy, but I also think that maybe take it a little too far. We gotta worry
It's just
about
it's
it.
really hard to see him sit on a high horse when I literally have fucking logs of him telling me to kill myself and fucking ordering
Did he
people
say
to
in
mass
game
report
afterwards?
me.
Did he say in Minecraft?
Like there's
Was it
like
just a Minecraft reference?
I'm not one to like sit by and watch somebody try to act like this virtue signaling motherfucker when they've been one of the most toxic individuals introduced to the game since Gevlon Goblin. Like I just can't.
Do you feel like it's just a coincidence that two most toxic individuals are also two biggest goon nemesises?
You see what you're doing here is deflecting.
Yeah.
The second most toxic, I would say.
It's not just-
aren't
I am
It's
not
just
a good
it's not
nemesis.
projecting. It's not projecting. It's like if you shit on a person like with hundreds of people, organized or organically, at some point they're going to lose their shit and respond in the same manner. And when that keeps happening, because it's 100 versus one person, it's going to look like that one person is a toxic person. But actually, all I'm doing is just answering people. And sometimes I succumb to their level. That's it.
No,
Omeka's 100.
Omeka, you're notoriously toxic. Like you're more toxic
Omeka's right
than
though.
most
I've been in the
anybody
same
with.
boat where you have a shit ton of people just nonstop badgering and harassing you. That shit isn't fun. And so Omeka, overall, you know, him slipping and doing something terrible, yeah, sure, he can be accountable for that. But that doesn't mean everyone against him is somehow some holy fucking saint. And I think
Against him is
recognizing
also
either
toxic,
side,
right? It goes both ways.
yeah.
Some are toxic, absolutely.
Well, I mean, Omega has logs of it. Bill, you say you have logs of it. Sure, feel free to present those. But like at the same time, it doesn't. Well, you presenting them doesn't absolve Omeka's argument of him saying goons are toxic in some way, shape, or form, because that is evident. Like he has logs of that. That's not him just being mad and making accusations, right? That a lot of people tend to do to each other. He has logs of it and he has evidence of it. Like right there, someone says PLR are toxic. I'll agree. Some people in PLR are super fucking
all
toxic.
goons are toxic. And that's not true.
Yeah, blanketing everyone is a bit extreme. Like,
but
I
if
like
the leadership are and are setting a tone that rewards and encourages that toxicity.
Yeah, we can talk about a culture then. Like I don't think other alliances have similar culture. At least not at
what?
you have individuals in other alliances, but it's not top down. It's not the tone isn't set from the top. And like when you're in a position like Willie or me, and you interact with these people a lot all the time on Reddit, everywhere else, you kind of experience how a talking point is being fed in meta show, and 1 week later you get the same talking point from a line member in a topic in a Reddit thread as an answer to you. It's like a lot of people embrace that stuff in meta show, and then if that stuff is sometimes it's fair, maybe, but a lot of the times, just because it's space tyrant roleplay, it's very legitimate, and it sets the tone, and you become like this. And also, like, it sets the tone in internal jabber. I followed gun jabbers like for years. Like, they're very nasty shit being said about me in there, and then once these people talk to each other about me in that manner, then it just overflows. And when they talk to me, they assume I'm this toxic shitlord like Bill does. But and with Bill, we had individual exchanges, but most other people, particularly goons that have never talked to me, their default view of me will be like I'm this toxic shitlord, because that's what they heard on their jabber. And it's like that's how like cultural mechanics work. It's kind of similar to, like, I'm not gonna say, like, there are some mediums, for example 4chan, and like I'm not gonna say it's at the same level or the harms are at the same level. This is just a video game, but it's 4chan and real, like, alt-right is kind of like similar, where like culture in an online medium affects real life moods and actions.
So let's bring it back to the question that, do we actually think that this kind of shit should exist within EVE Online? Or should we do everything in our power to destroy it? Which I believe is what this entire conflict is about, right?
I voted on
I
Twitter. The game would be better
you're
off
talking.
without it.
Red
Shit
line.
talking.
You know that
the-
every
Yeah.
coalition is completely 100% guilty of the same fucking thing that games.
No, we're not.
Yes, you are, Billy. Like everybody's fucking spitting this shit out about goons cause stagnation because of something that you regurgitated out. Like
Nobody said
what
goons.
are we?
I
That's
didn't
not
say
the
goons
same
caused
We
thing.
fucking sit
stagnation.
in our work walls and mine rocks all day.
That's
like,
not the
that's
same
what you
thing.
claim
I'm
to
not
do.
out there saying Mitani is X and X, and you should like hate Mitani for these reasons and da 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 da.
You're saying that we are destroying people's game, that we're ruining the game, like we're killing a game that these people love.
Isn't that the motto? We're not
That's
here to
kind of
ruin the game. We're here to ruin your game.
Well, to be fair, that's the old motto of goons. That's
Yeah.
not the current motto of goons. The current motto of goons is best possible friend, worst possible enemy. Right? That's the current motto, isn't it, Bill?
no, it's just we're best friends.
Okay, sure, whatever. Either
What's
way,
funny is everyone's getting butthurt over the fact like this game's a giant tribalism machine, right? Like that's
Yeah.
literally what it is. So you know you can get your feelings hurt on the internet if you try hard enough. I don't know, man. Like it's a fucking game. If people are literally
Agree.
saying things that will harm other people IRL or harm their career or whatever, that's one thing. If it's the developers that actually created the game, I mean, that's a debate. But I don't know, man. I think everyone needs to chill it a little bit. I
No,
joined the game
I
because it
don't
was the most
think
toxic game on the fucking internet at
I
the
don't
time.
think that the meta show perpetuates any kind of like real life harm onto anybody.
No,
If I'm being
perpetuates their
honest,
message. It perpetuates what they want the
sure,
conversation to be shaped as, right?
it's an indoctrination. Like that's exactly what it's supposed to be. We've spent the last like 10 minutes talking about the meta show, which is not going to get people to not watch the show. So I mean, we'll just say it. Tune in Saturdays on Imperium News Twitch to watch the meta show and see what we're talking about. And maybe you can see it. But the thing is that there is a giveaway going on right now. It's for a Trash Talk Tuesday mug. There's only 21 people that entered it. There's 3.5 minutes left. You can type !raffle to enter into the giveaway. So please do that so that I can give more people. There's like 300 people watching the show, and like, yeah, that's more what I was expecting from doing a giveaway. It's just everybody typing raffle. So come on,
What?
get involved.
What's the giveaway about? What are we giving away?
Giving away a Trash Talk Tuesday mug. Have your
Colostomy
morning
bag.
coffee like a boss.
An
Yes.
Eve Online colostomy bag.
And I
So
gave
that
I
way you
gave
don't
away
have
a
to
couple
leave.
of these on
And a
Sunday.
free membership to the Imperium.
They're what? No, there's not. But there's also a promo code. So if you don't win the mug and you want one anyways, if you look on the panels on the Twitch, there's a promo code so you can get your own without having to win it. But either way, once this giveaway is done, we'll do the giveaway nearer to the end of the show, so that everybody can see who wins and all that good shit. So anyway, I kind of want to move on because we talked about the culture. We talked a lot about the culture, and I think you guys are right in that that culture is pretty toxic,
No,
especially
that is
when
not the ending point, Red Line.
especially when it turns into I didn't finish my statement. Okay, Bill, you want to relax for 30.5 seconds so that I can finish my statement?
7.
I guess.
That okay, cool. So I agree that that shit is kind of toxic, right? But it's also it's the same thing in a lot of places. For instance, I know earlier today there was an Init Titan that was tackled, and it was just like, let's kill this Titan, hurry up, get in fleet, let's kill this Titan. And I mean that was also pretty toxic because that could have led to a Titan dying.
Horrible analogy. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's a really bad analogy.
I didn't follow anything that you just said.
He was trying to spin.
Titans
I
matter.
Self-bias.
Oh, you're trying to change the topic about the time. Okay, you could do that better than talking about the Titan dying to toxicity with an Eve.
Personally, I think it's about kicking down a sandcastle. Like the goons obviously made the biggest, brightest sandcastle, and we're in a big sandbox. So hey, let's go kick at it.
Why don't you use that narrative? Use that narrative. That's a good narrative. Like they're the big guys on the block. Let's just go fuck them up.
Well, it's not
Instead
about
of
that.
having to
That's
come
not
up with this.
You literally are though. Like from both an alliance standpoint, a fucking coalition standpoint, You guys have always been that for as long as I played the fucking game, so it's been a while.
Not always, but yes, for a long, long
Apparently,
time.
I mean, like,
apparently
other than
the
Raw, right? So
apparently the chat's blowing up that I need to train Analogy 5, and I just want to say fuck yourselves.
Dude, that's
That's
toxic.
It's pretty
that's
toxic, man. I don't
that's
know.
really
Yeah,
lame,
that's
and
yeah.
fuck you, honestly.
The rough
But anyway,
book.
so Horse, where's this Henry Horse guy? This Henry Horse guy was in chat. He wanted to join. He wanted to talk, and then he just left. What the fuck?
He was gonna say because we were
Because
that
you
good.
guys keep
Like
talking over him.
Was
Anyway,
he
guys,
even
I gotta
trying?
go now. I gotta go. Good night. Take care of yourself. Enjoy the war. Have so
Bye,
much.
Have a
Omeka.
good night.
Wow, Mecca.
within Delve, dude.
See you, Mecha. Hope you're
Bye.
back
Five.
soon,
Good luck,
killing
dude.
supers in Delve. Man, it was good to have him back. Good to have him back.
He's a really spectacular. Thought out,
Bill.
philosophical
Didn't you just like
individual.
have a trash talk with him for 5 minutes?
That
Well,
is
no,
true.
I love
He's-
Omeka. Omeka's the best.
Just fucking sarcasm is tripping off that. That's funny.
Jesus Christ.
So the narrative.
never.
What's the narrative today? So Villy, we were talking earlier. We were having a pretty good conversation about the strategy here of like, burning down a region, one of these regions. Not even really burning it down, but just establishing a beachhead. Do you think if either of the attacking forces in this war establish a beachhead in period basis, fountain, or Quirius, that this entire war campaign just kicks into high gear, or do you think it still just presses forward slowly?
I think it has to be a slow grind to a degree, to be honest.
What's the defined beachhead?
I mean,
say what
literally
you
just
want
one
about,
system.
goons, but they control a lot of space, and with the way the map works, there's only so many ways to kind of approach the war to come. And even if a beachhead is set up, that doesn't mean that beachhead is going to be resilient enough to hold. A lot of what's going to happen over the next couple months is watching the numbers go down in the Imperium as their members lose fight after fight, and their FCs are proven, bad, and their members aren't given free roam to sit and delve and crab 24/7. Those are some of the big things that need to happen, not just like, can we establish a Fortizar in period basis? Because I really don't think that is going to happen all that quick, to be honest.
You feel that as a former Goon FC, you're the perfect man for the job.
Yeah.
So I have to.
So it's like a war of attrition, basically.
Absolutely.
So, Dom, before.
But it's important to understand that the attrition is not money, it is people and their faith and leadership.
Right. So, previously, Dom, I believe you gave me a number of people who you thought would leave the Imperium if that would happen. That number?
Kidding with you.
Oh, okay.
I
What's the actual
don't
number?
think
Do you
people
think
left.
do
They've already
you
quit.
do you think that there's a legitimate threat to this happening? Like, I'm not trying to spin or create the narrative, but do you think that that could actually happen? That people are not actually loyal to goons, but they're loyal to crabbing?
Of
I
course.
get
Oh, is that a Dominic? I'm sorry, Dom.
absolutely there's people in the Imperium that are like that. Absolutely. There's so many people in the Imperium or characters in the Imperium. I don't know how many people there are. There's absolutely a percentage that are that. And to be honest, are they that important if they do leave? Maybe. I mean, they're still part of the group right now, even if they're not taking active part of the war. But it's one of the things that will happen. I can't say it won't. If I'll go with Bastion. If you were to come in, you guys get into Fountain, you come in and they say you take one of our major systems, we will absolutely bleed people. I don't know. I can't tell you who, but I know we will. Sure. We'd be the same thing if we went into Test home system and took a couple of the system in their area. You'd bleed people too. It would happen. It's just part of how this works.
Well, we wouldn't. Like
Yes, you would.
Well,
I was part
you
of
guys.
a long
You guys glass tribute, and we didn't bleed people. We actually gained people from when that shit was happening. Like we just left, and
Yeah,
our
but
alliance
you're-
grew.
To be fair, I think NC played that super well too, and the way that we handled it, which was
It's important to understand. Test has evac our entire, ball of space
Yeah,
in
I was
Vale
playing
and
chess
moved
for a
on.
long time. Yeah, I know.
Like it's entirely possible to lose your space or lose a war and do just fine. It's just that the culture of goons is built on crabbing safety and many of the things that go with it, right?
Well, it's built on
Which
the Empire.
Yeah.
Say, it's also possibly the mentality of if you're supposed to win the war from the get-go or not. Because when the class tribute thing happened, we were expecting to lose that. We were just hoping to fight on the way out. But if Goons and Imperium, if they're expecting to win this, and if they see that maybe they aren't winning it, they're going to be like, "Well, fuck it, we're out." I don't know. I'm not saying everyone's going to do that, but you're going to have people.
Right. I think that is actually a very big part of it.
I mean, when I say that they played it really well, like NC was pretty much like, don't expect that we're actually going to win this. We're going to make it as hard as possible. We're not going to waste your fucking time or your assets, and we're going to relocate, and then we'll go from there. And that's what they did. So if you tell your line members exactly what to expect from the beginning and play it very well, then I feel like you're probably going to be fine, even if you get everything taken away from you.
So one thing that I do want to talk about is what I just saw in the chat there, and it's from Weapons, Grade, and Competence, saying they criticize everyone else for exactly what they do themselves. The hypocrisy is pathetic. In this case, who is they? Who is? Huh?
Both.
I don't
I
know
think
who
both
the
sides
they
are doing.
is. Okay.
They're the other side of doing things, but they're doing the same thing themselves. I think it's happening on both sides.
Gotcha.
I mean, I think the fact that Billy, you even suggesting that you would pick up in it is kind of a slap in the face to your entire narrative, considering you're trying to break up the game and make it less blobby, make it less one-sided, but you're trying to pick up a 8,000 man group to make your side stronger, even though you're already 25% of the game or
Well,
something like that.
If you can't tell the troll in that, I'm sorry.
102 man different alliances all pulled together. We don't want any big groups though. That's kind of funny.
Let me be clear, bud. While I think it would be hilarious, that's about as trolly as I get. So
You're getting a
So
little
you
spicy
don't
there, Billy.
want in it then? That
What's wrong with it? Why are you so against them?
Why do you hate it? Jesus, Billy, why do you pick on them so much?
honestly, because I
It's
feel
fun.
like Initiative as a group has gotten such a free ride. It's been really annoying to me and many people throughout the galaxy for the last while.
Their gameplay was really fun right up until Bush's got nerfed.
Wait, did you just say somebody's getting a free ride as you team up with the entire game?
Sorry, you're
that's
speaking
not
really low. I didn't
free.
hear you.
That's not free because Billy,
That's a free
how much is it costing to wage war against goons right now? Like 3 billion a week?
3 billion a week. It's a lot more than that.
Oh, like 10
billion?
Yeah, billion.
We might lose like 20 billion in a fight.
Okay.
Yeah, there's 30 per night. Well, you killed 60 of ours. We killed 30 of yours. Yeah, it's still 30. That's one fight. Yeah.
Loki,
Say that
what's
war
great
is
about
expensive
this?
would be like the most underrated statement of the fucking world.
The understatement of the freaking century. Yeah.
So Loki, what's hilarious is that you guys don't have to redeploy, or you already have staging and a keep star and everything ready for whenever whatever happens next.
You guys.
The first major capital battle is going to be trillions lost.
Probably, yeah.
Assuming you guys never actually get to that point, or are you guys gonna hide in low sec again?
Does it ever do that whenever?
I
could
mean,
easily.
we literally, yeah, like so when NC did it, it was literally just it was mimicking what the goons had done because it was a smart thing to do. Because like, why would the fuck would you commit your super caps to something that you're not gonna make sense?
Let me go
So
park my
all these
entire.
guys are saying that there's going to be these big super fights. It's quite possible. I mean, if the goons are actually going to defend it and go for it, but like somehow part of me just believes it's not going to happen, and I don't know why that is. Maybe it's because I'm
Capsule
stupid,
fight much.
or maybe it's because
Like
it's exactly what happened the last time. I don't know.
So I have to just clarify
I
because
hope I get it.
we're looking I'm looking at chat pretty closely right now just to see what people are saying. And Sholala14 says we will be stupid to fight you guys. Now I have to know, Sholala14, are you in Goon Swarm? Because if so, that's a terrible thing to say, considering that okay,
Well,
you're
that's
an
the kind of thing that'll get you commissaried. So.
Is
Yeah,
Shalala
okay.
a red donut apologist? Is what I would like
You're
to.
trying so hard, Redline. Stop it. It's
Trying
fucking
what?
crazy.
Look, the only thing
Like,
that I'm trying to do is show the fucking parallels between all the bullshit that is spewed out by goons over the last fucking year about, first off, coming up with all of their supers and titans against a group a fourth their size, and complaining because there weren't any fights, and to this day still giving like NC and PL shit for just leaving when they didn't want the space anyway. They planned to just go and they were able to, and now it's the same kind of thing where it's like, where's the fights, where's the content? And it would be stupid for us to fight you.
well, honestly, Redline, we
Hello?
weren't attacking that space because it was the NCs. We weren't trying to hit you guys. We were wanting to create an area that was free of tyranny
No, you weren't.
so that smaller groups could set up and really grow and become something, so they don't have to join these massive coalitions such as, Horde or.
Dude, you are more full of shit than a dairy farm, my dude. You literally
biggest fucking
have more
coalition in the
shit
game.
inside you than hundreds of cows, okay? Like, that is how much bullshit there is in you right now, dude.
That's a lot of shit.
Which is bad for the environment, by the way.
Yeah, we're friends here. Let's not cross that spice line, okay? Getting a little.
All that cow shit is bad for the environment. He's right.
The spice line. No, it's
So that's what I was saying. Like, we created an environment for new groups to go out and really, set themselves up. So we were I think it was a very positive step forward for the game of EVE Online.
That's not what the spin was. What are you talking about?
Unfortunate that we're stepping back from that now that Frat has extended to the north and to the south and probably to fucking Cheetah if they could. But
So why were you guys so afraid to go to war with Frat?
I guess I didn't know.
don't think it's a fear. I think it's just like fucking a cancer to get over there.
So you were unwilling to deploy to the edge of your space to go fight a war. Period.
What are you talking about? Edge of
I just don't know what you're talking about either.
I mean, Chinese time zone fights suck, by the way. Just gonna say, somebody who did it.
Actually,
Well, as someone who fought the good fight against the the frat hordes, that you're is actually willing to go out there and do those fights. It seems odd that you would complain about it.
Do you like look in the mirror whenever you talk like that? Really?
He's rubbing his nipples right now, dude.
Oh yeah.
Camera on me? What the fuck?
Oh, somebody redeemed emote only chat. So for the next minute, it's just emotes. Enjoy that.
Green, I have 2 rerolls. Should I do them?
Oh my god, you're playing League. Oh jeez, fuck.
I swear to God, it's like this every week, Rain.
It's like this every week.
What's
wrong with?
So check it out. Since
Oh.
we're getting closer to the end of the show, while emote mode is on, I'm going to go ahead and pick the winner for the giveaway here. Or if you want, I can resume the entries. And I'm just going to resume the entries. So we'll reopen the giveaway. There you go. So everybody can type !raffle now. If you haven't already joined the giveaway, you can type !raffle, get a ticket to the giveaway, and I'm going to close this and pick a winner at the tail end of the show. So
when will that be?
It'll be in about 10 minutes. 10 whole minutes. So, and I guess that's gonna be, I guess we'll take some time to go through some of our final thoughts on this. Since we've already started playing League of Legends, and that's clearly how the rest of this is gonna go tonight. And that's totally fine because we've been talking shit for 2.5 hours, so why not just go ahead and call it a day. So first and foremost, persistence. Next week we're gonna get you a portrait on screen. You're gonna have a permanent
I was
spot there.
joking. You
For
know,
every
right?
show you're on,
I was
you are
joking.
going to have a spot there.
Oh no.
It's gonna be
Oh.
there. I promise you that. So give us your final thoughts for the evening.
So, shout out to Init for feeding 3 faxes and a whole zealot fleet. Can't wait to feed my Nestor to Goon Swarm. Yeah.
Okay. Bill, do you have any final thoughts for us?
I do have some final thoughts.
Okay, let's hear them.
Just saying, all you who said that like persistence here right above me, memeing about different groups feeding and stuff like that. Like this is just the open. Like the gates just fucking opened. The horses just took their first stride. I'm telling you, I've learned from my past experiences. Don't start putting all your eggs in these fucking fight outcomes because it could turn very quickly.
I'm not. I'm just memeing.
I know. I was just using you as an example though, because I was memeing on you.
Okay. Dom.
Realized the only war I've ever been part of and won is when we beat NC Dot.
Same.
Morse
not
me
really.
You guys serious? How have you only been part of that one thing? I've
I
not
was
even
part of
played the
Morse
game
me
yet.
that lost. I was part of Test when they lost. Then I was with Black Legion. We never really had war, so we just kind of just. And now if we lose this one, I'll be fucking another loss. God damn it!
I was camped in 6 VDT back when I was in Delve and Bob.
Okay. All right, fair. So Drayden, do you have any closing thoughts? What champ are you playing on ARAM, dude?
I'm on ARAM, but I don't know. I'm just saying closing thoughts. I'm hoping it's. I don't know if it's going to amount to the same scale as the last Fountain War that I was in, but I'm fine with any kind of larger
Make
scale
sure
war. So
you show on Eve Media.
say what?
Hey, Dom.
I was saying, Drayden, make sure you mentioned that After Dark is the greatest Eve show out there.
Is it?
Top
I always thought it
4.
was trash.
No, this show is trash in name and
Fantastic.
content.
Have you seen After Dark?
I've been on After Dark every
Yeah.
week, dude.
Oh,
That's why
no, I know.
that's why it's trash. All right, Loki, what are your final thoughts? Actually, I have a question for you from chat. It said, and the question is to, let's see, it's to ask you why you spend more time hazing Provi block than fighting the war.
So I joined this coalition called Wrecking Crew a couple weeks ago, mostly because all of my IRL friends are in a corp that joined that that coalition, and I don't know, dude. How do you know I've been hazing Provi block anyway? I just run Provi solve fleets. It just turns out that I actually know how to win Provi or Posi solve fucking fights in Provi apparently.
Wow. Usually when like a silver player goes down to bronze,
Ooh.
Oh.
Ouchie, dude.
Yikes.
At least it's not iron.
You know what? Honestly,
speaking from experience, right?
I can say this. Like, I ran some fleets in NC Dot, and they were great. Like NC Dot's a great alliance.
3 whole fleets and some standing fleets, very prominent.
Dude, don't even fucking start. Like half the fucking Vino were
You
before,
lost a
the other
super
half
carrier, dude.
I did not lose the same. I tried to rescue a super carrier, and it was unrescuable.
It was on
'cause the guy's
your
a
watch.
fucking retard.
It was on your watch.
Dude. It was not even on my watch. I was watching Joe Rogan at the time. I was watching
slam,
Joe Rogan. Fuck
I
you.
slammed my fist at you, sir.
Right, the only man to respond to a super thing. I threw a lot of minions at the Chinese. Turns out the Chinese have a lot more dudes at 0730 than NC Dot. So lessons learned there. That's probably my only the only time I've really whelped a fleet. But it was intentional. People were saying things. I was like, fuck it, let's just kill some minions and just have fun. So anyway, why do I so I'm part of a coalition now that has decided to take some Sov. I took some Sov for my alliance. I didn't take it myself. Took it. I ran a couple fleets and took it with a group of dudes, and didn't even run the main fleet. Just ran like a very small branch of the fucking Fozzie fleet, and we fucking nuked you guys. It's not my fault that Provi has no idea how to actually run Fozzie, which was really funny because like I was part of the initial team in Provi when Fozzie first came out that defended their space against the Goons. So you'd think at this point they would have learned something, but anyway.
All right. Cool.
My final
Great.
thoughts
Oh,
is
that wasn't your final thought. Okay.
I was
Continue.
answering your question. My final thoughts are fuck goons, and then my other segue into that was like probably needs to learn how to fuzzy stuff, but we covered that, so cool.
All right, great.
was rude.
So Mike, you haven't really said a lot tonight, but you were here on Sunday, right?
Yep, that was me.
All right. What are your final thoughts for the night?
Well, this kind of strikes some echoes of the battles of Dunkirk, actually. So I guess we'll just wait and see how things develop. It's going to be a good little watch.
Okay. And Rain?
Well, final thoughts. Can I just do shout outs instead?
Yeah, sure. Shout outs, final thoughts, whatever. You know how this goes.
So shout out to all the streamers out there who are actually doing good streams of fights. I've actually been enjoying them. Off the top of my head, it's been evlog / Jebby, Sutonia, and then Ron USMC. And then also shout out, I know they're doing the 5v5 part 1 of the finals this weekend, so tune in there as well. 5v5 scrims.
Oh yeah, I meant to play
Final.
that commercial. But I
Can I
did
add
not.
something?
Yeah, sure.
I want to say that Ron USMC is probably it's like almost naturally impossible for him to be biased. He does such a good job of doing the streams of the engagements and shit like that, and keeps a extremely well maintained center position on whoever's warring against each other, regardless if it's his own people's or somebody else's. Just wanted to say that.
Cool, man. Cool. All right.
Thanks for sharing.
Billy, what's your final thought or shout out or anything like that?
I guess I'll throw my shout out to the Goon FC team members who are being left behind by Elo Knight and all of the other people that the Goons are going to bring in because they don't have trust in them. If you come on over to a place like Test, we'll find a way to give you guys a chance and allow you to improve and grow.
All
Thanks,
right.
Papa Billy.
Sweating a little bit. That was beautiful. All right. So that's gonna be the regular part of the show tonight. We're gonna continue to chat on here for a little while longer. Probably play some League of Legends.
Oh no.
See how we go. Maybe. I don't know. Fuck it. Who cares? But I do want to say that we actually literally just hit 500 people on the Trash Talk Tuesday Discord, which is pretty cool. For anybody who's unaware, there's still 240 some people watching. If you're new to the stream, what we do and what makes this show different than most other shows is
nothing.
Shut up, motherfucker! I'll fight you right now. This
Do it.
show
Don't-
actually
that's a-
allows anybody to come on to the show that wants to come on, and to kind of steer the conversation. We come up with some topics, and then we will, if you have some things that you want to talk about or you want to register your opinion on it, you are allowed to come in the Discord, jump in, talk about what you want. And the only rule that we have is that you can't attack somebody for something like out of game, right? Like you can't talk about how handsome Billy is and that it's just so distracting, and that's why he never is on
God.
cam on Talking in Stages. You can't do that. But you can talk about, if you think Billy's Komodo should explode in a ball of fire because he killed my dreadnought with it. Those are things you can talk about. My Discord link is expired. Is that true? Oh shit. Well, the link on the actual channel itself is not expired.
Well, normally a lot of people to come on here, but
What'd you say?
I said normally we allow people to come on here, but the Discord doesn't work.
Yeah, let me grab that real quick because it should be one. I'll just make a new one. I can't because streamer mode's on, and then I'll just spam it in the chat. I don't know. Apparently I can't make it invite code. Stupid. But yeah, I think I really appreciate everybody that's coming onto the show and doing all these great things with us. And I'm gonna spam this link real quick, and then I'm gonna do this giveaway. So if you win the mug, We'll get you the mug. This is your last chance. You have about 30 seconds to type !raffle before I close the entries and pick the winner. So 30 whole seconds. You guys gonna count down with me?
No.
29.
Fair enough.
28.
7.
3, 2.
22.
Yeah, count it down in the Twitch chat. Count it down in the Twitch chat, guys.
43.
Dan Cook, I like your style, dude.
Okay, we got to 0. All right, we're at 0. Cool beans. Whew, y'all are wild. All right, entries are closed. Pick a winner. See who
You want me
won.
to just DM you my address?
Adam Radar. Adam Radar, say something in chat if you're still here. You have like 30 seconds. Oh, he's still here. Cool. All right, I will. Are you on the Discord, sir? Can you say something so I can DM you, or put your Discord name in the chat so I can DM you real quick? Totally fixed and rigged. You bet. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you put your Discord name in the chat there, and we'll get you sorted out. And cool. So now we can just, I guess we can play League of Legends. Something, right? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, or you can, if there's fights. Oh, there's probably not fights, is there?
No,
I was gonna
there's
say,
no,
otherwise we could do those.
there's no fights. Like everybody just runs away these days. That's all it is. All it is.
Like the Battle of Dunkirk.
Tell me about that. What is that? What does that mean? Oh shit, I forgot to ask Jay. Jay, do you have any last words? Any final thoughts?
The British ran to the sea until they could run no more, and then the British had to basically try to unfuck their position.
Oh yeah, I want to give a shout out to all the skirmish commanders who do great work in the Imperium. We love our skirmish commanders. They're fantastic. That Jay, are you okay? I'm fine, Redline. Thanks for having me on your show. This is the best show on twitch.tv on Tuesdays. Fuck, I went from a shitty Australian accent to Donald Trump because it just I
Yeah,
can't.
it kind of did. Yeah,
Literally the best show in the history of beef shows.
I was
It's
gonna say,
amazing.
I
It's
thought
huge.
Jay Amaziness was British, but my bad.
I'm literally unhinged right now. That's all I got. That's all I got.
I'm really distraught that you guys let Omeka, the most toxic person in this fucking game, get on a pedestal. I was very disappointed in each and every single one of you. I believe in you much better. You have much more reputation than that.
The show is huge. It's huge.
Wow. I think the last couple weeks have definitely shown me that Olmec is not the most toxic person in this game by a long shot. So
Don't be so harsh on yourself, Billy.
Yeah, Bill.
Rain, listen.
Bill, every time I say your name, all I think of is Bill Nye the Science Guy, and I just want to start chanting Bill. You know, like
Bill,
like a kid. Like, that's all I think of.
All right, so what we're actually gonna do, we're gonna host somebody because I feel like doing that. We're gonna raid a channel. Guys, put in the chat who you want to raid. Put a Twitch name.
Oh my god, we're still streaming? I
Yeah,
said
we're
that in
still
front of
streaming.
everyone?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I flipped it.
You watch Bill Nye, nerd.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Ron already has a ton of viewers. You guys wanna do Ron? We can
Redline's
do-
jealous of Ron's viewers, guys. Don't make him do that.
We had 600 viewers on
You
Sunday,
could do
dude.
Defiant Daniel.
Eve News.
I want to host Sheltark.
Oh god, he's so controversial.
I love him. He's great. Anybody have any objections to rating?
Don't take
Sheltark?
objections, just do it.
Fuck, dude. How does he have 384 people? Who the fuck is Ron US MC.
All right, we're going to
It's a
Shell
good
Tark,
shooter.
dude.
I gave him a shout out.
Ron is one of the test FCs. He's a really good guy.
Get ready, guys. Get
He's
ready,
like
guys.
one of the
We're
few
raiding
commentators that
Shell
actually
Tark.
knows what they're talking about.
Do it.
Oh,
I'm just
he's
saying, like,
really-
I don't watch the fucking streams apparently, so maybe that's something I need to do. No
Shell
idea.
Tark. Let's go.
Like, you need to
Defiant
get out
Daniel.
more.
I like to find
Apparently,
All right,
dude.
we're
Shower.
going.
Fuck.
See you guys later.
Why run my own fleets when I can listen to somebody else talk about someone else running their own fleets?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay, now